Okay, so we rejoin the quest with Balador having left the guard drunk tank and returned to the guild. He will now be entering the room to wake up Merrick and Minstrel, who are sleeping in there, having gone to bed at a normal hour.
Oi, wake up, you lazy bastard.
Oh, how dare you speak to me like that?
I'm going to kick Minstrel to wake him up.
Ow! My shin. Okay, I'm
Now,
up.
Okay,
That's
I
3.
missed.
You went to kick the bed and jolt him up. Take 1 damage.
go get ourselves some quests. Or a quest, at least.
Do I really have to take 1 damage?
No, I'm joking.
Yep,
It wasn't a natural 1. It was close. Okay, so leaving the room you've been assigned.
Before
Mostly.
we leave, can I just say to Merrick and Minstrel, is there a window in this room?
You have a single window over the far side in between where the beds are set up.
I'm going to go over, open the curtains to let some light in the room because it stinks in here because of that elephant. And then I'm going to open the window and gesture Merrick and Minstrel to look at the open window.
I will
What
go
are we-
over and look at the open window.
What are we going
And
to
then-
do?
Magical Bart appears. My Fey Raven flies through the... Oh, sorry, a hawk, not a raven. Flies through the window. And
I scream and try and swat at it.
What kind of
Make an
hawk?
attack roll.
Better not.
swat it with what?
Don't kill
His
it.
My
hand,
hand.
it's an unarmed attack. So you get no proficiency bonus. 7, let's just check Raven or Hawk even.
No, I don't think that's going to hit.
No, you miss.
But if
Thank
you had hit, you would have killed it, Chris.
Yeah.
It's got like 1 HP.
I'm still standing there screaming, waving my hands around in the air, going, "There's a bird!"
Please.
Right,
Now
okay.
we've been greeted by a lovely hawk. What
You
kind
may
of
want to explain it to them.
This is my pet hawk. His name's Magical Bart. He's not really a real hawk. I summoned him using this brass brazier that I stole off a guy in the marketplace.
brass ears?
Well, to be fair, he said you should return it this morning.
Yeah,
So,
which
demon.
means I've stolen it because I'm not going to give it back.
You're lugging around a 30-pound brass brazier everywhere you go from now on, huh?
Wait, £30?
30 pounds. They're heavy. It's made of solid metal.
Oh, okay. Maybe
You can
I'll,
leave it in the room.
yeah,
It's
maybe
your
I'll-
room in the guild.
Yeah, I'll probably leave it. I'll leave it in the room.
I won't
Okay.
bother stealing it because this is the Adventurers Guild. We've got to come back. So
If you leave it,
don't shit where you sleep. Yeah.
well, if he hides it under his bed,
If Merrick's trying to convince me to take it back to him, I might listen to Merrick.
Leave it there for now. Unnecessary detour.
Okay.
Depends on
Right. I'm
way out.
going to dismiss my Fey Hawk into the pocket dimension.
okay. So it now disappears in a small puff of green smoke.
Snazzy trick.
And now I'm going to say, boys, shall we go downstairs? And I gesture towards the stairs with my mage hand.
Really? It's going to throw Mage Hand out for no reason again. Okay.
Just
With
use
a cantrip, go for it.
it. Okay, I will follow said mage hand's gesture.
Okay.
We'll go
Let's go
downstairs and
downstairs.
have a look.
Minstrel, are you going with them?
Certainly am.
Okay, you come back into the great foyer of the Adventurers Guild. There is a young girl sitting at reception, as well as various parties looking over the notice board.
I'm going to push my way to the
Has
front
any
of the
room?
crowd and have a look at the notice board.
Okay, I will now put up into the chat for you every quest, hopefully. There you go.
Okay.
They start at 5 stars at the greatest difficulty, and then scroll down from there.
Well, I don't think we should probably tackle a 4 or 5.
Balador is feeling pretty confident in his abilities, given the most recent adventure in
I mean,
which
a
he didn't
3
even have
star
to.
doesn't give too bad a Too bad of a
2-star
reward.
Garda merchant, 100 gold each, is that, or 100 gold between us?
It's all listed rewards are for the job.
Right, okay.
That's only 20 apiece.
Gargantuan
Oh.
blue dragon.
Hmm.
Yeah, spelling may not be perfect,
Well,
but you get the idea.
I mean, bear in mind we got to split this between 4 people.
hmm.
Ghosts. I like ghosts! Exclamation mark! Exclamation. Can I read the blurb for ghosts! Exclamation
Ghost.
mark!
Head librarian Yalka has said ghosts have been haunting her library for the past week or so. She needs an adventurer's help to remove them.
Is this the ghost? Is this the library in this
Yeah.
town?
The Great Library would be in. Oh, I have this down somewhere. 2 seconds.
I need to get the map up.
The Imperial City.
I wish it was that bloody simple.
An adventure
Can
like
you post the map of the city into the Discord again?
Sure, I'll bring it back up in a second.
got it open. I can post the.
Oh, thank you.
So we're currently in.
The bit marked AG.
Oh no, I mean on the world map.
Oh, the world map. Okay, this will be in Pendle. I'll post the world map up again for you.
I got that.
Put it in the thing. Yeah.
That's near us, Pendle.
Pendle.
We're currently in Iridale.
Iridale. Yeah. It was Pendle then.
Pendle's in the Ring of Forest by the Spire Mountain.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's where the library is.
that's where the library is. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's not too far, but we got a few stops on the way we can make.
Okay.
And that costs. I mean, that gives 600 gold. And also, I like the idea of fighting ghosts because we've got a man of God here, and I've got a neat new spell that's good against ghosts.
Well, and if they're susceptible to my radiant damage and whatever, I hope. But that was the shadows last time, so.
Cut
And
us.
I personally can't wait to disprove the concept of afterlife to Merrick.
These
Alright.
After what you run into at the inn, I'm really.
Trick of a light. That was it. Simply a trick of a light.
we could
It
trade
scared
some
you and you
horses
shot
for
at
2
it.
gold, or help someone find their dog for 1 gold.
I don't.
I was going to say, looking over the bottom, the 1-star quests, you seem to notice that mainly children under the age of about 15 seem to be looking over them.
Devil's
Yeah,
Point
it's
Ruins
not worth the
investigation. Is
time.
that Devil's Point Ruins? Are they relevant to me, to Balador?
No, that's not the one. Yours is. Do you want the
different.
name of your one again?
It's hills or something. Some hills.
Yes, it's the Thunder. Hang on.
All right. Yeah, I think we should go for like a
Yeah, Thunder Hills.
a 4-star. I feel like slaying a giant dragon is probably out of our.
I'm alright with the ghosts. I want to see some ghosts. That's a 3. That's 600 gold, so. Pretty good.
150 each. Sorry, 175 each, and then a little bit for Ludwig.
Ludwig only promised 25% of his to Minstrel, so it would be 150 each plus 30 to go to Minstrel Extra.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
That's a pretty good deal.
Mm.
Right, ghosts. I'm going to rip the flyer off the wall.
Okay, you take it over to the young girl at the reception and says, "Ah, very good. Will you be needing transport arranged for you?"
Quite possibly, but depends. I suppose we could stop off anyway
How far is it?
if we needed to. It's quite
Pendle is out past Godholm, the young
Yeah.
girl replies. "We could get you a carriage that far, and you could make your own way from there."
To Godholm.
Godholm,
How long does the
yeah.
carriage take?
The carriage to Godholm should only take a day or so.
It's reasonable to me. Not unless you want to stop at Raustap. But that's quite small by the looks of it.
If you were planning to stop at Raustap, you might consider taking the 1-star quest to clear out the pushy salesman in Raustap.
Well, we can take that on the way, I suppose.
Oh,
maybe.
that's a good point.
We
Actually,
take
we
two?
could take. We could just take them all and then just
We do prefer you only take quests which you will be able to complete within a week or so.
just clear out some pushy salesmen. Yeah, let's do that. Right.
Yeah.
We'll do 1 star number 8,
Okay.
and then we'll go and fight some ghosts if Minstrel agrees.
Oh, Minstrel loves annoying salesmen.
Minstrel?
They're
Is-
my kin.
Yeah, but you keep stealing from them, so...
Minstrel,
Okay.
you're being
I'm just
very.
going to make some notes and quickly read you the blurb for clear out the pushy salesman.
Has it got something to do with there being a pushy salesman?
Doubt it.
Yes. In Rowstop, please report to Kendall of the Guards. There have been several merchants hanging around by the entrance and exits of town, harassing travellers trying to sell substandard wares.
Outskirts of town, eh? So
On the
not.
entrance and exit to Rowstop.
Maybe we could. I say to Minstrel, maybe we could lure them away from the town and wreak.
Heard of
revenge.
them. Oh.
Well, when it say clear them out, it doesn't mean you can't, take some of the items they may drop as they're running away.
If
Did
they
you
get a chance to run away.
reread the thing. Trying to sell substandard wares.
But
Yeah, but they must have gold on them. We could probably kill
Substandard
them and
wares.
take their gold.
it might not be worth much, but...
Oh yeah,
I really need to change my alignment to evil.
you really do. Okay, so you're going with those two.
I'm not
How does that
advocating
go,
it
by the way?
for
Just
losing.
out of character quickly. How does changing alignments work?
Essentially, if as a chaotic neutral, eventually I might slowly say if you're constantly being evil. For example, let's say murdering people, so on and so forth, when you didn't need to, then I might dock you some points, and eventually I'll send you a message saying I've moved you to evil. So change it on your sheet.
And I'm sure our elephant friend wouldn't like that. Right.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Boys, I think
Hello?
it's time.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Boys, I think it's time we went and found our turtle companion and let him know what it is we need to do.
Very well.
What-
While you
what's-
round up your companion, I will send for a carriage to take you to Rowstop. From there, you'll be responsible for your own travel, I'm afraid.
Enough.
Okay. So, I assume you're going to go outside to look for Ludwig?
Well, Balador must have passed him on the way in, so
That's a good point. He'd know he was there.
guess we know
Did
where
I?
he is.
Do I know he's there?
Well, you'd have
No,
to. You'd
I'm
walk up
guessing
the
you
steps.
would have spotted the passed out turtle covered in leftover kebab.
Melt it.
Okay.
So, as you now head out the front to rouse Ludwig, he's snoring quite loudly on the steps, pleasantly in the sun, with mostly kebab and salad down his front.
I'm going to stand over him so my shadow blocks out the sun and see if he reacts.
Better inform him of our missions. Did we take both, or are we going to do one and then go
You
back?
took both, so you
I'm going to suggest to Minstrel that we wake him up with a nice round of ocarina.
Came up with a nice song.
yeah,
For some reason, as I'm standing over Ludwig, all I can hear is the sounds of a very shrill, annoying child's
loud
voice.
We're in a busy city.
Yeah.
There's going to be one around.
I apologise and
So
my okay,
Ludwig is asleep, it appears.
yeah.
Rouse him.
he's
I
It's
do
also-
have a solution to rouse him.
Oh god.
Brace yourself.
God, where's the mute? That's mute.
There goes
Ugh.
an eardrum.
Oh, wake me
Right,
up.
you're now awake, Ludwig. Morning.
Can I immediately throw a dagger at where I hear the sound coming?
Sure, make an attack roll. With disadvantage, because you'd be temporarily blinded by the sun.
What is it with this pie?
Attacking each other. Ah,
10.
10. I'm guessing that doesn't hit Minstrel. So,
So you've lost your dagger.
the dagger's now lying in the street a short distance away.
very weak.
I
for
pick up his dagger.
Okay.
I tell you what, you can keep that, but don't ever do that again.
Pick. In fact, I'm going to give it a description: Ludwig's dagger.
I'm going
I've
to.
got one more, but yeah.
I'm going to hand Ludwig my bottle of Furbolg Spirit and say, "Have a sip of this. That'll cure what ails you."
Oh, God.
I'm going to take 2 sips.
care of the dog.
Okay, please make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, we're playing against each other.
Natural 1.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
It basically knocks you back out. You're now once again lying on the stairs of the Adventure.
Amazing.
Just quickly, something very important. Did he drop my?
I'm going to say a little of it spilled before you managed to catch it.
So just drag him to the carriage.
Yeah. I
Fair
said, well,
enough.
I guess we're just carrying him then.
Did you want to get any supplies or anything before you went?
Do
I
we
mean,
need... Oh, I tell you what. Actually, I wouldn't mind some more rope.
Some more rope. Okay. We'll say you can find that. Oh yeah,
Does it-
you guys are going to make a strength check as a group.
Oh god, he weighs
so
400 pounds.
Balador and Merrick. I'll assume it'll be you two trying to move him.
I imagine so.
So if I can get strength checks from you two,
Oh, I'll just do my. I'll just copy that.
working together.
So strength would be.
Oh no, that's failed.
So you
Right.
put your back out, take 1
5.
point of damage.
God, what is it with these ones? So I've got a +5, right? Because I've got +3 from strength, but then I'm also proficient in.
It's not a saving throw; it's just a check.
What would that be? Athletics then, or
For this, I suppose you could say it's athletics, but even so, it's
+5 then?
okay.
19.
14. You managed to move him to the edge of the carriage just about by yourself after Merrick's thrown his back out.
Woohoo! It's too early in the morning.
Okay, I'm going to put my water skin to his lips and give him a little, like, wet his lips and stuff so he doesn't die.
I'll put something else to his lips afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. So we're
So
all in the
while
carriage.
he's sat there, we'll say you're not in the carriage yet. You have to get him up onto it. We'll say while you leave him there for 10 minutes to sober up, you pop to the nearest shop to see if they have rope.
Right.
Which will cost you
1 million.
Don't
how
think so.
much rope are you planning to buy?
Well, I've still got that.
Type silk or hemp?
I've still got
What footage?
50 feet of hemp rope, haven't I?
No, you used that, remember? And
Yeah, but
lost
surely-
10
surely-
feet of it. So you currently have 10 feet of rope and 30 foot of rope and another 10 foot of rope based on the times you've cut it to tie people up.
Yeah, and you've set up traps and things, sound
I
traps.
don't know what that means. How much is 100 foot of silk rope?
100 foot of silk rope will set you back 20 gold pieces.
How about if I chuck in 3 pieces of hempen rope?
Can
Uh,
I have it noted? I have also entered this shop, and
Okay.
I'm going to, while Balador is chatting to Mr. Salesman, I'm going to pocket 10 foot of rope.
You're going to try and steal 10 foot of rope.
Hell yeah.
So first
My
off, I'll need
rope or
you.
his rope?
Rope, I guess.
Yeah, which one? Balador's rope or
No,
Just
because
10 foot
that
from the guy's supply?
from the guy's supply, it would be a little bit silly to try and take the rope out of their hands.
Well,
I'm
sure.
not a bear,
Okay.
I'm an orc.
I'm going to say make a sleight of hand check.
Some point we're going to get out of this city and play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
10.
Ooh.
He can see you very clearly trying to cut a piece off the rope and says, and would you like that for yourself, young elf?
How old is the shopkeeper?
I'd say he's in his late middle ages, just starting to go grey around the edge.
So not elderly.
Wouldn't say he's elderly, no. Not to
Okay.
be working as a shopkeeper, that'd be tricky. He'd have to carry heavy things and all sorts.
I look him in the eye and I say, "You're safe for now," as I put the rope back and leave
He
the
says,
shop.
yes, and I will be mentioning you to the guards later.
Nice one.
I don't know that guy, by the way.
Probably a good thing.
He just followed me in. Now, about this 100-foot of rope, I want to chuck in. I've got this 50 feet of hempen rope that I've had to cut into 3 pieces. If
I
I chuck
see.
that in, what's the total going to be?
I suppose this should still be used by some people. I could give you a gold for the hempen rope. If you were just
So-
looking to replace it, hempen rope is much cheaper than silk.
But I'm Balador Backbiter, son of Pimpskin Backbiter and Balador the Doughty.
Well, yeah, so in total that would be 19 gold.
All right.
It's not impressed.
I now have a
Alright.
100-foot of silken rope.
Alright, 1 second.
I've still got
Okay.
10 days of rations in my pack because I've just been hunting to eat. So
Hmm. Yeah, you've been doing
I don't-
well so far.
I don't really
Load
need
the rest.
supplies.
Well, I will say at this point, Ludwig, make another Constitution saving throw.
It's gone for a oh.
Oh,
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Now woken back up from being temporarily passed out and have recovered from the alcohol's effect. Your years of pirate drinking have finally paid off.
Oh, Jesus. That's not what that stuff was, but I liked it.
At which point we'll have Minstrel sulking behind the car because he failed to steal anything. And
I also lament to Ludwig that him also being of a roguish personality, I want to chastise him for not reminding me to sneak into the shop before attempting to steal.
You silly bastard. You stick with me and I'll teach you how it's done.
Right.
Okay.
I return to the cart and I ask Merrick if
Yeah.
he can think of anything else, any other supplies that we need.
I don't need anything personally. I've got healing potions, got all my rations and stuff. What could we take? Nah, I don't really need anything else. Not for this. anyway.
And then I turn my gaze to the 2 fools, reluctantly asking them if they have any suggestions.
I'd like to try and find, like, a poisoner's kit.
you head over to the main market and begin asking around. Please make an investigation check.
Gareth Keenan investigates.
5. Everyone seems to be very wary when you bring up the subject of poisons. They don't really want to talk to you about it.
Okay, cut my losses.
However, as you leave the market, a shady individual approaches behind you and says, "So, I hear you were looking for poison."
Yeah, either some to use now or some to make later.
Well, I could offer you this, and he takes 2 small vials out of his jacket and says, 5 gold apiece.
How about 4 gold apiece?
Very well. If we can come to another agreement.
I
How
just give them the
about
10
we-
gold. Okay. I haven't got time for agreements.
Okay. So, you've now got a single use of a potion of poison and a single use of a weak poison. Weak poison would add 1d2 poison damage to a weapon attack, and a potion of poison is needs to be drunk or slipped in someone's drink.
Okay.
Okay. Now back at the carriage. Anyone else want anything to do before they go?
I would also like to quickly pop to the market, and I
Okay.
want to ask around for
You've just been to the market. Come back to the to the
That-
carriage.
He
There
followed
might-
you to the store. There's a difference.
Yeah, the store and market different places. I want to inquire as to the worst chef in the city.
The worst chef in the city.
Yep.
Make an investigation check.
Oh God. Roll 1d20 plus investigation. Where are you? 3.
6. People do not seem to want to talk to you much about that. There's some general consensus that it would be rude to name who they thought was the worst chef.
I walk away. So much for my cheap poison idea.
It's some rancid food. Although I'm not going to let you poison someone.
Well, I was thinking like I could like dip my arrows in like some gone off strawberry jelly or something.
Do you know how long strawberry jelly takes to go off? It's
Exactly.
made of sugar.
Exactly.
That'll be years. Anyway, if you all finish dicking around.
If we are all now going to be taking the carriage to Rouston,
I'm already in the carriage and I'm
you've got the-
going.
Okay.
The wheels on the wagon go round and round.
The carriage driver turns around to you and says, "Ah, hello. So you'll be the gentleman we're taking. Come along then." He's a older man, probably in his late 70s for a human.
Old man.
How old?
Same age as me.
About 70 as a human, so late in
And-
life.
Is he a human?
Yes.
Ah,
So
I-
the carriage now
I-
canters out of the city.
I suddenly stop singing and I pounce over the top of the carriage and stab him in the back of the head.
And I'm,
Make an attack roll. Does anyone want to try and stop him as he's doing this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you two will both need to make athletic
You've done this on purpose.
I'm gonna guffaw.
athletics checks.
I'm gonna
Oh, Dan.
guffaw and clap my hands.
Well, we have to walk otherwise. And then
No,
you
I'm
take-
trained. I'm
Ludwig,
trained in land
20.
vehicles.
1d20.
Merit.
Three. So you need to be a 20 to have Ludwig not stop you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember how to do it. 1d20 plus attack bonus plus 4,
4's your dexterity, 2's your proficiency, so 6.
6.
It's the carriage.
24! Oh, this poor old man.
That's
Oh.
Your carriage, having now
that ring off him again.
sauntered out of the town, now veers wildly as you stab an old man in the back.
All right, we're gonna have to get that ring off him again.
I'd like to push his body off the carriage and recommend someone else take some reins as I sit
His
sobbing.
body rolls into one of the nearby fields, probably to be found by some poor passing child.
Can I try and catch the body before he pushes it off?
No, you want it gone. Get it away from us. Can't link it to us.
You could. You say that he was hired by the Adventurers Guild as your carriage driver.
Yeah, hi, women. We'll be all right.
Okay.
Can't
So,
we can't take the brunt for that.
So yeah,
can we?
do I catch it then?
Make. I suppose if you're going to try and catch it, you didn't get up. You were sat down, so I wouldn't say you'd get to it in time.
Okay. Very well. I say, well, it's lucky I'm proficient in the use of land vehicles.
Well, we're going to stop and we're going to get that ring off his hand again.
Fair enough. We'll say Balador carries on past the farming fields outside the city, and then a short while after that, he pulls the carriage over as you now attempt, I assume, to catch Minstrel.
Well, hold on.
Well, he's
Hold on.
sitting in the carriage.
I see Merrick's intent, and I say, well, now hold on a second. We now know what the curse of this ring is. It makes him want to kill old men. Is that
Humans,
such a
at
bad
least.
thing?
Yes.
If that's the con, then what are the pros? And I turn to Minstrel and say, what does this ring do for you?
It stops me aging.
Aged you 10 years, didn't it?
No,
that was the ghost.
that was when the ring was off. I put the ring back on because I was upset that I've suddenly got 10 years older.
All right, I'm still going to try and get it off you. I think.
Okay.
I've decided that I'm not interested in something that stops him aging, so I'm going to help Merrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to once again be trying to catch Minstrel. Minstrel, are you, I assume, going to be trying to avoid this again?
Oh, I have to. That was
Yep.
a caveat of the curse, wasn't it?
So we'll say I need you to make an acrobatics check and everyone else to make athletics checks. $18. He has so far managed to evade all of you. At which
Right,
point,
suggest we leave him behind
I'm a slippery little bastard.
or hit him.
so you're going to try and
Hit him
knock him
down.
out.
Got to stop him. Can't let him
Well,
just kill
fair.
everyone.
So how are you planning to catch him?
No.
Merrick, please consider your channel divinity.
Tempted. But
Balador doesn't
if he's
care
gonna
that much,
roll though.
so he's given up.
So we need a plan from the rest of you. If you're going to try and catch him, or are you just going to get back on the road and wait till he's asleep and then pin him down?
Checking
Is
what
he
you
currently just sort of running away from us? Or
He's just run into a field to try and stop you getting the ring.
I will try channel divinity. All right, what is it? 14. He's got to beat
Yeah, with a wisdom saving throw, Minstrel.
just to get him to halt.
A wisdom saving throw. My weakest roll.
This might work.
No,
Nope, natural 20. You managed to resist it completely.
Oh.
I suggest we just leave him and get he can go on his
I
own.
suggest we keep
can't
him
get
with
off.
us.
No, he's gonna
Right.
kill everyone.
I turn to Ludwig and I say, "Well, what do you think, Ludwig?"
I mean, he's quite capable and does help us a lot, but I don't like his irrational killing people. I feel like that could get me or us into
Is
trouble.
he- I assume he's not within whispering distance, right?
No, he wouldn't be able to hear you.
I'm out,
Right,
out in the
I'm
field,
I'm going to whisper to the other
hiding
two.
behind a tree.
Why don't we just pretend to him that we've given up and we still want him as a companion, and then we ambush him at some later point, hopefully before we meet another old man.
Sounds like a plan.
Try.
Are you good with that, Merrick?
Can try.
Right.
I'm gonna.
But I do have one thing I'd like to say to him, and then I shout to Minstrel. We'd love to welcome you back into the carriage.
I suggest we leave the carriage behind.
But I can drive the carriage.
Yeah, we got robbed or something and chucked off it. Someone stole it. Burn it in the field.
Fair enough.
Just we can't take it. We can't explain that away.
It's
I
not
think-
like a Toyota Corolla.
The cleric's the one trying to cover up criminal activity.
Are you gonna have to? I was like, my whole
I think
Um,
we just tell them that we were attacked on the road and they took out our driver, as I would have done in this situation, because it stopped you moving, and then we managed to fight them off.
Out of character for a second, can I just say the fact that it's a curse surely diminishes my responsibility somewhat with law enforcement?
No.
Try and prove
My
it to
hand,
them.
my hand is being fought. Next guard I see, I'll put the ring on his finger.
Oh,
Right,
God, look at that.
I'm
take
calling.
it off,
I'm
yeah.
calling Minstrel back to the cart in a friendly way, and saying, "All right, you win. We won't take your precious ring off you."
He can't take it off without purifying it
Mm.
first.
So
It
you'll
won't
need to
come off
prepare
if-
more holy
won't
water
come.
again.
Are you saying? Is Merrick saying that, or is Matt saying that?
Merrick.
I
You
say,
can't
well,
get it off him.
that's not the point.
In response to Balador's yelling, Mr. DM,
Mhm.
do you want him to roll persuasion? Because I can't willingly go with him, but I can presumably be persuaded.
I'd say your natural inclination would be to stick with the party because as long as they're not actively trying to get the ring off, it's not an issue for you.
Because I'm just thinking they
However-
have just tried to take it off me. So there
Yeah,
is
I'm just
quite a bit
thinking.
of-
I'll say make a check with wisdom for me.
Me?
No, minstrel. Above 10, you do your natural instinct, and below you do. And 10 or below, you follow the rings thing and avoid them still.
Ah,
20. You can.
that's worked in my
favour.
favour.
2 natural 20s in a row.
2 natural 20s in a row. Jesus
Imagine if we were in a
Christ.
fight. Right.
Yeah,
so
why
back
doesn't
in
this
the
ever
car.
happen when it?
Right. So that's that point is done. Now the second point is: do we keep the cart? I say yes. Because it's
Yes.
going to take us days to walk to this city.
Fine.
Okay. So, you are going to carry on with the cart to Rostop with Balador driving. So, everyone else will be rested by the end of this. However, Balador, you wouldn't have been able to rest due to the fact you were driving the cart. So, as you arrive, having followed the road to Rostop. Okay, fair enough. Good call, Ludwig. So you've intentionally damaged the cart so it looks like it's been in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
So you've disguised it with some mud, dirt, and small burns as well. So you now begin pulling up to Rostop. At which point, 3 or 4 hooded figures immediately flank the sides of your carriage, holding up some wares, saying, please buy more, buy.
I have a beaming smile on my face and say, "Ooh, what do you have?"
Many things, many fine things. Look, see? As he holds out now a small knife.
You buy DVD?
Pretty much.
So
You buy
we need-
cats?
Oh, I need to
so
run.
is it? It's night time now, is it?
It would be coming into late afternoon to get to Rostov.
And are there any potential witnesses around?
Don't think-
You can see the guards obviously standing by the entrance to town in the distance.
assume the guards know that they want to run out of town.
If you remember your letter, it said you were supposed to report to Kendall
Yeah.
when you arrive.
Right, I'm going to look at the wares, see what they have for sale.
They begin showing you literally a variety of substandard rubbish. There's damaged knives, there's half-ruined pelts from animals, there's
I'll take
shoes.
one.
You'll take a half-ruined pelt.
I'll take one substandard rubbish, please.
But-
I'll take one of the damaged knives.
Okay. The merchant says, 50 gold for me, my friend.
50 gold.
Dodgy merchants.
I'll give you 1 copper piece.
No, my friend, surely you take my shoes if you do this.
I'll buy your shoes for 1 silver piece.
No, my shoes. Very fine shoes. I don't sell my shoes. I sell these shoes. These shoes, 20 gold.
20 gold.
Yes, for some what appear to be quite ratty sandals.
I guess I give up.
The
Fine.
dodgy looking knife, is it like, can we tell if there's anything special about it, or is it literally just like
It's
dodgy
like a
knife?
slightly chipped knife. Like someone probably would have thrown it away.
You can probably
I'll
tell
turn
me.
to Balador and say, I believe that knife is the fabled knife of the Halls of Glom.
Wait till you run them out of town. Try and nick it.
Do only have a wisdom of 10.
That would be intelligence,
Okay.
not wisdom.
How do you know it's the intelligence would it be? Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I
You'd
still
be
say,
smart enough
how
to
do you
work.
know it's the knife of the Halls of Glum?
It's got that feeling.
But it can't be.
Right. Balador does not trust minstrel's instincts.
Not after his outburst.
So I'm going to walk away from the merchant.
You're still on the cart. They're literally walking alongside it as you're pulling into town.
I'm going to
Ludwig, what
ride
were you
away from
rolling
the
for?
merchant. What's the cart being pulled by the way?
The horses that were there before
Nice.
the
We got some
brutal
free
murder
horses.
of the cart driver.
We got 2 free horses. That's pretty good.
I think they're going to be a bit
Ooh.
small for us.
Yeah, you're a large group overall.
Not me. No, I'm only 7 foot. I can ride a horse.
You'd need a pretty big horse.
The horse is under 7 foot.
They're
Anyway,
sort of,
I
they're
can
cart
ride the horse.
horses. You could
Anyway,
very well
I'm
ride-
gonna go and park the cart
Okay,
in the town.
so
Yeah,
having
fine.
rolled into town, you tie up the horses and the carriage outside the large inn to the left side of town.
I would like to summon Magical Bart. And
Okay,
I would like to have him stand on the roof of the stables and watch the cart.
okay. So you're leaving your familiar there.
I am amazed by this.
Fair
I'm
enough.
intrigued.
Okay. Merrick, you said you wanted to go try and find Kendall.
Yeah, we better report to the man,
So,
whatever he is.
after speaking to the first guard you see and asking about Kendall, they direct you to the small guardhouse just off from the main centre of town. Arriving there, who's gone with Merrick for this?
Me.
Everyone?
That's, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you come into Kendall and he's sitting down at a wooden table, just looking over some recent arrest records, etc., etc. Ah, hello there. How can I help you, fine gentleman?
How old are you?
He's in his late 30s. He's a dragonborn, so that would be quite young.
I look at the others and I nod.
Yeah, I'm going to
I nod back.
Oh my god, is it actually just out of character? Is it actually just old people?
Yep.
That's amazing.
I wrote it as a fun item, and then he keeps putting it back on.
Right. Well, I guess Merrick's talking, is he?
Yeah, we're here to rid you of those problem merchants or the whatever those people say.
I
Dodgy
see.
stuff.
The guild has sent you.
Yes.
Well then, please come, sit, have a drink. As he now fetches out a small jug of ale to pour everyone a glass.
I explained to him we had problems on the road. We were actually attacked by highwaymen on the way.
Oh dear, between here and Iridal. It's unusual. I shall make sure we increase patrols near the town. Thank you for the warning.
You're welcome. I strongly suspect it's related to these merchants.
At which point, Balador, you're familiar. Can you see through its eyes constantly, or is it only when you're trying to? Just out of interest.
You must get alerted or something.
You can communicate it with telepathically. As an action, I can see and hear what it sees and hears.
Okay, so you wouldn't know what was necessarily going on with it unless you tried.
I have to actually, and
Do
then
something.
it's kind of like basically like a warg in Game of Thrones. I
Okay.
go deaf and blind.
Just had to make sure.
And now it would be metagaming if I was going to say, "Oh, I'm going to do it now," so I'm not going to do it now.
No, I just needed to know how that actually worked and why you left it as a guard for the.
I
carriage.
assume. Well, I assume it would make some noise because it is a sentient creature. If something and it's reasonably intelligent, I think it's got an intelligence. Oh, it's got intelligence of 2.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
That's
Actually,
probably quite
I guess
intelligent
it's up to
for-
you as the DM to tell me if it would.
I'd say it would send you a message if something was trying to attack the cart. Then I was just wondering why you left it there. If it can't, unless you can actually like just flit in and look at it. But,
Just
yeah.
assume it would be like a loyal pet that would start squawking if something bad happened. Which I
Fair
think
enough.
might be the case. Probably.
Yeah,
would.
that makes sense. Okay. So now I'm sure on the way into town you saw some of our problem.
We
They
did.
set up a small camp just outside the town. They are causing such issues, conning people out of good money for, I'm sure as you probably noticed, some very dodgy goods.
Yeah, but I'm mostly asking this question for my friends here. They may be a bit more rash than I am, but how do you want them rid of?
As long as they're gone from the town, and as long as there's no blatant illegal activity.
I would
Me
like
and the guards could be looking the other way this evening, as long as you
Oh.
could hide anything you'd done.
I would
Okay.
like to quickly interject and just make the point that we do strongly suspect these merchants of being involved in serious violent crimes to travellers in between Irodel and
Roustop, you're on.
Rostop.
Unfortunately, so do we. However, violence was never the primary issue. It was mainly theft of goods. But I see your point.
I say, if you like, we could try and detain them.
Detaining them, unfortunately, as far as we know, they've broken no laws. We either need to catch them doing something illegal, or we need to clear them away.
Okay. Well, you can use your familiar to try and spy on them, see if you catch them doing anything.
I say, Merrick, that's a good suggestion.
So they can act within the law, at least.
Am I within
Hmm.
100 feet?
100 feet. The main inn would be just across the road. Your back one line of things. Yeah, I'd say it's probably 100 feet, yeah.
All right, I'm going to enter Warg mode.
Okay. So you take control of your hawk.
I'm going to fly over the them boys.
So you're going to fly over the small camp they have out just outside town.
Yeah, and you guys can carry on your conversation while I'm doing this.
You can see, whilst in Wargmore flying over the top, there's clearly one of them on lookout and the rest are cooking something on their stove. You're not sure what it is from this height, but you can see they're definitely cooking, and there's one waiting to tell the others when travellers are coming up the road.
Cannibals.
At which point, Kendall is now looking at you, staring off into space, and says, "He's not going to be much help, is he?"
I currently can't hear or see, so
No, he's helping in his own way.
I see. Well, yes. So, is there anything you would like the guards' help with? We could be looking the other way this evening, should you need to take any drastic measures.
I don't want to be the only one proposing ideas here, but I would ideally like to go down the law-abiding route, but I don't think my party is entirely of that thinking.
We can always, if you have a problem with this, I'm sure we can make some concessions, maybe detain, maybe maim, we don't always have to go straight for the, and he looks at Minstrel and goes, throat.
Well, I am just. Maybe we could, take off a few hands.
I mean, sure.
Send them
That'll
away.
probably scare them off.
And if they come back, they can lose the other ones.
Kendall is now sitting there going, "Very well, I shall make sure the guards are looking the other way this evening."
Guess we don't really want to do this in
I
town.
was gonna say,
Do you wanna leave away?
their camp is outside the town walls,
Far enough away that
far enough away that with the guards looking the other way, they're intentionally not going to see.
though with the odd traveller walking past and whatever.
Hmm.
Wait until
Their camp is off the main road. Oh no, wait, you don't know that. Only Baldur does. Never mind.
I'm assuming it's that now, but so you can see. So
Baldur will inform you when he comes back, I'm sure. The location of the camp, etc.
if that's going to be our plan, then should we wait until nightfall or just go and get it done? I don't know.
Maybe dusk. Maybe not complete nightfall.
Yeah,
I vote for late mid-afternoon.
dusk.
Ambiguous time, I can imagine.
Drink and wait for a bit.
Okay, so you're going to head to the inn.
I wanna punch Ballador in the arm.
At which point, make an attack roll for me. with advantage because he's spaced out. So roll 2d20, take the higher.
I would assume you're just trying to wake him out of it.
Oh yeah, but it's got to be hard enough for him to notice.
How long does it take you to type this?
A 19, that's going to hit. So roll 1d2 damage, plus your strength modifier, which is -1.
That's like half a dagger.
Yeah.
0. So you actually do no damage, but do manage to jolt him hard enough to wake him up.
I
You see,
say,
if you had -2 strength, you could have done -1 damage and healed him by punching him.
I say, what are you doing, you idiot? I was just about to catch them doing their nefarious things.
We've got a different plan, which we
Oh.
will relay as we enjoy.
Merrick has suggested murder,
No,
and I am all for this.
we're not killing them. We can
Sorry,
cauterize
maiming.
afterwards.
You are planning to basically scare them off with a little mild violence.
You don't have to cut everyone's hand off.
Oh,
Just,
I'm good at scaring people off.
we've got a nice axe that'll come in handy.
Although apparently I'm not. Apparently my intimidation score is really shit.
Your charisma's
No.
awful.
Even though I would be intimidated by a 7-foot tall orc with a great axe, but
And a battle axe as well. If I
just
remember
because
correctly.
I think him being ugly would make him more intimidating.
You get proficiency in it.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So I assume Merrick has informed me of the conversation that you
Yeah,
had.
and you would have informed him of the location of the camp and
Right.
how they're set up.
We'll
So
wait.
what's the plan?
We're going to have a nice drink, wait
Cool.
for dusk, and then go and administer some justice.
And a pie?
Have a pie if you want.
Is there a pub? I ask Kendall, Jenna.
You tied your carriage up outside the inn, so
Oh,
you would assume that would be the best place to visit for the evening.
right. To
If-
the inn then, I say to the group.
If we start drinking, Ludwig is going to drink as much as he can until we're ready.
You're not entirely necessary for the next part, I suppose. If you've
There's a fairly sizable group of them. Balador, you will have seen with the Hawk's passive perception is plus. Oh god, double check. I'm pretty sure it's
Passive, plus 4, it's 14.
14, so it gets plus 2, so 12. You would notice there are about 6 or 7 of them about the camp.
scare me.
Do I need to roll for his hit points, by the way? It says 1.
His hit point. Oh no, that's how you work out beast's hit points. You just take the average for the
Oh, I see.
familiar.
Okay.
I'd like to put on a performance in the pub and sing a song.
And I'd like
Okay.
to order some food.
Okay. So everyone else, I assume, will also be eating. So everyone who wants to eat, and we'll say you're going to be in there about 2 hours before it gets to dusk. So mark off 1 silver for a meal, and a decent meal, and 5 copper per drink.
I'm going to leave. Merrick's just going to have bread and water. As he's
Okay, so he only gets charged 5 copper overall.
going to have just, yeah.
I want to spend a gold on food and mainly drink.
I'm spending
Uh,
6 silver. so I'm
Gold.
getting 6
Okay, so you want. Also, you've ordered the nicest thing on the menu, which is double or triple cooked steak. In fact, I forgot. And then order a nice bottle of wine.
It's mostly on the booze.
I look at Tortilla's overdone steak in disgust, and let him know that he's lost respect in my eyes for having such an overdone steak.
Fair enough. Yeah, and then you order a nice bottle of wine to sit there. A nice sipping wine for the evening.
No, I want to be chugging beer. When
In
when
that case,
Ludwig
you
starts
order-
drinking, he carries on hard.
In that case, you order a bottle of rum.
Yes.
Right, and I'd like to order some beer and also some water, which
So
I
you
will I'll have 1 serving of my Furbolg.
Okay. Correctly diluted in water now, you don't have to make a constitution saving throw.
And I offer the thing to Ludwig and say, this time make sure you dilute it in water.
Okay, I will not dilute it in water and just drink a little bit.
Okay, make a constitution saving throw again for me.
Oh dear.
That went so well last time. 18.
Nice.
It hits the back of your head, but no terrible side effects like last time.
Got a taste for it now.
While everyone else is drinking, I'm gonna be singing a song and drawing
Okay.
as much attention to myself as possible, called "The Ballad of Sir Ludwig and the Bundle of Twigs."
Okay. So make a performance check.
You gonna sing the song?
Maybe. I make it up as I go along because I don't have prepared lyrics. Brave Sir Ludwig and the Bundle of Twigs. He thought they were a woman, but actually it was a bloke.
Okay, I would like you to make a performance check with disadvantage. That poor showing.
I knew I should have had something prepped. Okay, I'm going to have to roll twice, separate rolls.
Yeah, and take the lower result. Amazingly,
They liked it.
and I do say amazingly, it seems to find some resonance with these simple country folk who clearly haven't heard a better song in years. They shower you with 6 gold.
Can I flick an extra one to him as well? Because I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Fair enough. So you get 7 gold in total. Or equivalents from smaller coins, but trade them up with the bartender.
435.
Okay, as evening has now worn on, the sun is just setting on the horizon. So I assume we're now sneaking out towards the camp. Go.
I'm going to have a little reconnoiter of the area with Magical Bart.
Okay, so are you coming in closer this time?
I mean, it's a hawk. It can see.
It's a hawk. It can see quite
Sorry.
well. Do you want to come close enough to make a perception check?
Yes, and I have advantage on that,
Yes, you do. So make a perception check using his perception.
which is +4, right?
I will double check for you, but I will.
It says perception +4, so I assume that's
Yeah, perception +4.
Oh,
Natural 20. So flying a quick pass over. Why did you need to roll again? You got a natural 20.
I had advantage.
Yeah, but you got the natural 20 the first time. You can't do better than that. Okay, so flying a quick pass over the camp, you can see how they're set out, which I will now draw on a map for you. Ugh. Pull up the camera so I can see what you see. You can see how the tents are laid out. Fire in the center. With tents.
Sounds pretty intense.
Ugh. You are worse at puns than
I think
anyone else.
I turn to Merrick
Mm.
and whisper, but within earshot of Ballador and Ludwig as well, of course. I've got a cunning plan.
Oh, good.
So who's drunk at this point? Just me and Ludwig, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
And I elaborate on this current plan
Yes.
by saying, as opposed to killing people, as you suggested, which was a
Okay.
fine idea, I might add, what we could do is find out who the leader is, and we could interrogate him by asking him about any illegal activity he's been doing, and I could cast Detect Thoughts to find out the truth, and then we could blackmail them into leaving.
I want to stick to a lawful approach.
But it's
Okay.
lawful.
So I think blackmail is.
Well, you're
Yeah.
threatening him. You're not really blackmailing him in that
Mm.
situation.
But I do want them arrested if possible. But if you can twist it to that sort of try and convince them to confess.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
I suppose if we find evidence of any wrongdoing, we don't need to tell them to leave. We can just get the authorities involved.
Or you can get them to confess or something.
My camera does not seem to have updated. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, the blue line over the far side is where the road is.
Oh, yeah, it's not updated for me either, actually. So,
Yeah, he just...
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Back.
So you can see where the blue line is over the far side. That's the main road.
Okay.
So you can see the lookout here, and you can see 4 of them around. You assume the rest of them must be in tents.
Oh god, how intense are they?
Surely with my natural 20, I'd be able to count them all.
We'll say, all right, natural 20. You can see someone's feet sticking out there, and the shadow of someone from the far side of the tent there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's all of them.
All right, I come out of my hawk mode and relay the information to the party.
Okay. So you now all have a rough idea of how they were when he passed over.
But I'm leaving the hawk up there.
You're leaving the hawk there, so is it just hovering or?
Yeah, it's just like circling around above them.
Okay.
It's nighttime,
which-
so
It is nighttime. So. Okay. That's fine. They haven't seen it. So. What are we planning to do? Who's heading where?
Well, I say,
I have a strange
Maybe-
feeling if we charge in there, they're just going to attack us. So,
yeah. I say they should be punished because they're being a nuisance, which in my books is a punishable crime, but not punishable by death. So maybe we should try and engage them in conversation.
I agree with Ballador.
yeah.
I think while you're doing that, I should get into position,
Yeah.
just in case it doesn't go well.
And what position would you like to be in?
Doggy.
And don't, yeah, I was going to say, and don't.
He's a bottom. He's definitely a bottom.
Hey,
Train.
just like stealth round. So
Okay, so
I'm not
make a
seeing-
stealth check for me.
How does a 400-pound turtle
Yeah.
sneak?
He's green, he blends into the dark,
He
Foliage.
covers his back with moss.
and he's greeny black as well, isn't he? 12.
with difficulty.
You feel quite stealthy. I'm going to say you could get from anywhere around to there without being seen.
Was there
Sure.
like bushes on the outside, or is it just like an open plain?
There's some bushes near the road, which they used mainly as a decorative border, but if you followed maybe another 100 foot that way, you'd be at the town walls. But apart from that, it's mostly plains, yeah. So we'll say you're hiding just here on the edge of the camp. Okay, so we'll say we've got you 3 coming up. Who wants to be taking the lead out of Minstrel, Merrick, and Ballador?
Suppose we could all go in and say we want to buy
I'm-
something.
Well, I want
I'm
to
happy
say,
to waltz in.
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to say to.
So we'll say
Minstrel,
you're walking up front, and we'll have the other 2 standing intimidatingly behind you like bodyguards.
Yeah.
Where you
So-
belong.
Well, they're both like 7 to 8 feet tall. they look imposing, if nothing else. So, the young boy says, "Ah, have you come to purchase our wares from earlier, gentlemen?"
That was a quick, engaging conversation. I was going to say hello.
He'd seen you approaching. That's what he's called out to you.
Hello. Like to have a quick chat, if I may.
And what would you like to discuss?
Who in your group represents you as a whole?
Aha, that would be Dosen.
Okay, that's nice. Which of you is Dosen?
Dosen is currently taking his meal by the fire.
I would like to ask if I may approach Dosen.
I will bring him to you.
Deal.
At which point he leaves to go fetch him and returns a moment later with Dosen, who is a slightly portly fellow who you did not see approach the cart earlier.
Hello.
See.
Hello, and how can I help you fine gentlemen?
We've had some complaints of your merchant guild
I
engaging in illegal activity. I just want to dispel this and put everything to amends.
Oh,
And I say that as I cast detect thoughts on him.
okay. So, detect thoughts. Is there a save throw against that, or is it?
For the duration, read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast a spell. Rah until it ends. Unaffected if low intelligence. Initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, so what's on its mind most at the moment.
Okay.
And then after that, as an action, so my next action, I can shift attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper with the same mode. It's same creature's mind, so I get a surface level overview straight away. But when I probe deeper, you have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. I assume against your spell save DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it fails, I gain insight into the reason, if any, its emotional state, and what's largely looming on his mind. If
Okay.
it succeeds, the spell ends. And either way, you know I'm in your head.
Okay. So his first and light thoughts are, "Oh, I wonder what they've seen or heard." It's fairly ambiguous at this stage, then, since it's the first thought there.
Where do I go from here?
So you can choose to
Oh.
probe deeper, you said, or you can choose
Yeah.
to.
So I'd like to probe deeper by mentioning thefts and violence.
Okay.
Allegations of theft and violence.
It's not going to make his wisdom saving throw. So you gain insight into his emotional state. So he seems worried about your line of questioning. Definitely.
Suspicious. Although I suppose you're the only one to know this.
I would like.
Is that all I get from?
You get, I'll say, apparently all you get is the fact he's worried about your line of questioning. You don't have any specifics at this point in time,
Oh,
but he's worried by your line of questioning because you get his emotional state, but he didn't seem to react at all to violence or theft.
I would like to say to him, do you mind if we have a look around so we can just clear the air of all these things?
At which point, Minstrel, we need to make an intelligence roll off. So
Aye.
if you would like, I checked the spell very quickly. You need to make an intelligence roll for me. Not
Do
saving
I?
throw. Yes, you do, and so does he.
Where's that from?
Bottom section.
I think we've got different definitions. Let me have a
Detect
look.
thought. Here we go.
Can you send me the link?
It's in the damned app I gave you when we started playing.
I don't
Either
have
way,
the app.
the target knows you are probing into its mind unless you shift your attention to another creature's thought. The creature can use its action to make an intelligence check contested by
Oh,
your intelligence check.
yeah,
If it succeeds,
Yeah, I've got
the
that.
spell ends.
Sorry, I missed that bit. Intelligence. Where's my fucking character sheet? Roll 1d20 plus 1.
20. Okay, you win. The spell does not end. So your next detection thought is, I should hide that while I can. And he then makes a subtle gesture to tap the young boy who was keeping watch on the shoulder, who has now disappeared from your sight. However, Ludwig, you can still see him. So, Ludwig, I need you to make a perception check for me. "18. You can see him very clearly picking up a large pot off the fire and carrying it out of the camp.
Do I see what's in the pot?
You don't know.
Can you follow it?
We'll assume you were in earshot for the conversation, but you don't know what he's been doing. It's up to you what you want to do. Remember, you're not quite sure what's going on.
I'd like
follow
to turn to Balador and simply say the phrase "magical Bart."
Okay. I nod at him and turn into a. Oh, I can't say that word. I go into wild mode
Okay.
and shall roll a perception.
So you're trying to follow him with the pot.
Well,
You could do that without perception.
I
that would
don't
be-
know. I didn't see him pick up the pot though, did I?
This is a good point.
You're gonna have to whisper it to him.
So
I don't know either.
I guess I just roll a perception, right? Just to see.
Yeah,
what's-
make a perception check to see if you could spot what was going on.
Oh, we saw him when he
17.
was there.
Oh, yeah, 21 with the +4. Yeah, you can see him taking the pot
I
out
still
of the
have
camp.
advantage. Hold on.
Yeah, 21's
Oh,
fine.
17.
You can see him taking the pot out of the camp. Would you like to follow him with magical Bart as far as you can go?
Yes.
Okay, he has left it over here. Now, on his way back, I am going to need Ludwig to make another stealth check.
I wanted to follow him when he took the pot out.
Okay, so you followed him anyway, so you still need to make a stealth check for that.
Sitting by the pot then.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
You made it.
21, yeah. You're definitely stealthy enough to follow him the whole way. And be very, very close to where he left it.
He's done a stealth.
Let's have a look.
So you're opening the pot. You immediately get a heady rush of something. You feel generally very good. It's clearly some form of narcotic.
Ooh.
You have found drugs.
He gonna
At which point we're going to go back to Minstrel and Dosen, who are still facing off around the camp. At which point the young boy will just be coming back into view, and he says, "Please, please look around our camp. We hide nothing, only good wares."
Can I just ask a quick question about the world? Are narcotics illegal in this world?
It depends on which type they are, which you currently won't know.
considering they
Bear with me 1 moment. There's a barking mad dog.
Wolves. To steal
considering
Aussie Stroke from the update.
considering they hid the drugs, then they must be the kind that aren't illicit.
I say we search the tents then. I guess.
Well, I'll go in.
Yeah, I'm happy to search it since.
I'm gonna have a little sniff around, see if I can find them.
I feel like Balador would suggest to go and get the guards and have them arrested if we can confirm that they're doing
Yeah, if we
illegal stuff.
find anything illegal, then we can go send.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay,
Right,
so
we've
they've
entered-
invited you into the camp to look around.
Yeah, we
Go
will
and have a
agree
look
to
around then.
enter the camp and search the tents.
Okay.
I may have a perception check involving smell
Okay.
to try and sniff it out.
So we'll say you're now spread around this way. Please make your perception check with advantage, don't forget.
Me?
No, Merrick.
2d20. Actually, I have to do them separately because I think I've got stuff to add to it. My perception is +3.
Why would the elephant just be smelling though?
You'd be seeing if you could smell anything nearby.
Very keen
It's still
smell.
Yeah, keen sense of smell is part of his
13's all I got.
13. You can detect there was definitely something here, but you're not sure what or where it was. Something unusual. And mainly you're blocked by the smell of the fire.
I wonder if it's meta for Balador to say, "Where is the pot that was on the fire?"
They don't
Well,
Because he would have seen the pot on the fire
He
This is
saw,
a fair point.
with the hawk.
he saw where he took it, so,
Oh
so
yeah,
you know where it is.
yeah.
You know
in
it.
that case.
At which point we're going to go back to Ludwig. You're by the pot. What if you want to try and work out what's in it? Make an investigation check. If you want to just sample it, go ahead.
I want to sample a bit.
Okay. So I need you to make a first off a Constitution saving throw. 19, okay, and then an intelligence saving throw. $14, okay. So with that, you having just taken a fingerful, because you're not quite sure what it is, you touch it against your tongue, and you suddenly see vivid colours coming off everything. It's not just some form of narcotic, it is a hallucinogenic. You establish this to be, once it would be powdered and finished cooking off all the liquid in the pot, probably some distillation of pixie dust. Not from actual pixies, just the name of the drug.
Yeah. Sounds kind of cocaine-y.
Which, if you make a quick history check for me, it's probably closer to, like, is it DMT or DHT?
Oh, fuck knows.
DMT, yeah.
DMT, thank you. Something along those sorts of lines.
Joe Rogan's favourite.
So you wouldn't know whether that was illegal around here, unfortunately.
Right, I would like to search the tents.
Okay. Going through the tent, make an investigation check.
Oh,
2. You see tents. You
4.
definitely found tents. Okay, 4. Even then, you find tents with some bedding in them and some piles of supplies. Nothing stands out to you at all.
All right, and then I would like to walk to the fire in the centre of the thing, turn to Kendall, and say,
Kendall's the guard.
Hmm.
Dosen is the...
turn to Dosen.
I would
And
say
say-
don't draw their attention to it, but
Where is the meal that was cooking on here? I'm quite hungry.
At which point he looks over to you and goes, "Oh, you could see that from outside the camp, could you?"
Is my detect thoughts still active?
I could smell it.
We'll make another intelligence roll off, yeah? And we'll see.
Shit, I'm actually supposed to be an intelligent orc as well.
No, it's for minstrel.
Yeah,
Not
but I
you.
mean, Balador just said something really dumb, and he's supposed to be intelligent. But that's only because I'm dumb. Only I'll
Basically.
pick my character
Yeah,
as smart as I am.
I'll say your spell is definitely still active, and you have the complete probing of the thoughts active. What did you want to try and detect? Surface thoughts or emotional state?
Surface thoughts, I think.
Surface thoughts. And he says, "How on earth did he know that was there?"
I would like to say to him that I always love a good meal, and it's the first thing I notice whenever I enter an area. And I noticed it when we were talking earlier.
And I have a very keen sense of smell. I could smell it.
I see. I see.
Uh-oh.
At which point you notice the remaining gentlemen have come out of their tents and are now all standing around the fire, watching you very intently.
You fools.
Anyway,
Oh,
lads.
that. I could smell food cooking.
Yeah.
But it wasn't food.
You guys don't know that.
We
Uh,
don't know yet.
oh, yeah, so I suppose only
Ludwig
me
hasn't
and
Come and
Ludwig
told
know.
us. Well, Balador
Yeah.
knows,
How
and he
do you
hasn't
know?
gone to go see. But
Because
How
I know
does
there's
he
something
tell?
suspicious about the food, because I've been probing his mind.
Right. I would like to ask fucking Dromar.
Dosen.
Dosen. I would like to reiterate my question.
Well, we burned it. We had the boy take it to the nearest river
I say,
To- scrub out the pot.
I display a look of genuine disappointment and say, I was looking forward to having a bit of food, but there you go. Never mind. Tumty tumty ta. Well,
he
we've
is
searched
to
all
go
your tents,
tell the
and
guards, but
you shouldn't say that in front of them.
no, that's out of character at the moment.
Fair enough.
Right. So
I don't
I
know
said,
that. Don't know if there's anything wrong yet. As Ludwig hasn't done anything, and you haven't gone to go look where the pot went.
right. So we've searched the tent, so we haven't found anything, and I'm satisfied with his explanation.
Okay. So I assume you guys will be leaving. Which way do you want to leave?
Because I'm tripping balls, do I see any of them in the camp from where I am?
From where you are, because the light source is over there, you'd be able to see them, yes.
I want to just stroll over with the pot.
You want to take the pot and stroll over?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you pick up the heavy, still warm pot. Oh, God, that one's actually come off. And bring it back into the camp.
I'm just walking, going,
At which
well,
point...
lads, it looks like you dropped something.
Okay. At which point I would like to mention all of the merchants, in very careful term, are now staring directly at you and primarily the pot. Ah, I see you found. We left that soaking in the river, did we not? Far away, good stranger.
Would they know Ludwig is with the party or not?
He wasn't
I guess
interacting with them on the carriage. Dawson certainly wouldn't, because he
Because you'd
didn't come out.
assume, wouldn't you?
He could make a guess, but he's kind of, I'm guessing, hoping not. Is what you'd get from his brain, minstrel.
Okay.
He's hoping he's not with you, and he's just stumbled across the pot in the middle of nowhere.
I'll
So,
be like, well, if you just left it to soak, then you don't care what's in it. And I'll just start to go as if I'm going to tip it all out.
at which point he, I suppose it's just him trying to make a check for that. 12, he manages to catch the edge of the pot and says, no, please, allow me to clean it properly.
How full is the pot?
It's still, I assume, Ludwig would have put the lid back on, so you're not sure.
I assume if Ludwig's threatening to pour it out and Dieter is worried about it being poured out, then there's contents in it.
This would be a fair logic. Yes. So you can assume there's something in it.
Okay. Questions
So-
over.
Okay. So Dawson now looks at the pot and says, please, gentlemen, leave us to our washing up. We shall be getting back to it later.
You need the guards.
Unfortunately, we've asked them to look the other way.
I'd like to suggest me and my party take say, oh no, we're not quite done searching yet, but can you give me we'll leave camp for about 5 minutes to just reconvene and have a quick discussion about how we how this whole rumour came around, because you're clearly quite innocent.
I would like to whisper.
You're all quite close around a fire. They may hear you.
Well, I don't know then. No.
Okay. So he says, very well, just please leave our cooking pot and we shall allow you to leave perfectly well, gentlemen.
I want to lean in real close to and look him in the eyes and be like, no, I think I'll be taking it with me.
At
I'd
which,
like to say
And
out
try and intimidate him.
okay.
before that.
You're going to try and intimidate him, so please make an intimidation check.
I would like to say actually out
15.
loud to
Okay.
everyone that we could be interested in purchasing some goods from them. Say
Okay.
let one of us just go back to the city and get our money we've left on our cart, come back and strike up a deal.
Okay. At which point, after Ludwig's intimidation check, I'm going to go with 15. He's taken a little aback, but he still feels very insistent that you've got to leave his pot. Surely that would be stealing otherwise, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Merrick's point, he says, very well, if you wanted to run back to fetch your gold purse, what would you be interested in purchasing?
I'll buy everything you have.
I hear you are in possession
make
of the
a-
famed dagger of Glom.
Merrick, make a deception check.
Don't know who it is.
Deception is charisma modifier. I don't think you're proficient.
No, I'm just nothing.
-1.
6. He goes, I think that might be a bit out of even your price range.
Okay, maybe strike up a deal for some.
Okay.
Food.
We'll go
Pepper.
to Balador's knife next and say, the knife of Glom, you say? I'm not sure we have such a fine object in our...
Your man
Where?
showed it to me earlier. He offered it to me for 50 gold pieces, and I couldn't afford it at the time. But the guard has paid us for a job we did a couple of weeks ago, and now I have the money for it. Well, back in the inn, I have the money for it.
I see. So... very well. Fetch your coin purse. Your friends will stay here with us.
I thought the condition was we were allowed to have a quick meeting.
That has gone off the table because Ludwig's refusing to leave the pot.
Okay, I'll tell you what. How about they go have a quick meeting, and I'll stay here, and I just sort of put the pot on my feet, and then draw out a dagger.
Hold on. Are we doing a meeting, or are we doing Chris's idea, or are we doing Matt's idea?
I don't know what.
Well, the
Chris-
three of you have been let to leave for the moment then, since Ludwig is staying with the pot.
Okay.
However, depending on how long you're gone, this may not go too well. So I'm now
Oh.
going to be rearranging very quickly.
I like to say I'm not leaving.
You're not leaving, so you're going to stay with Ludwig.
We don't need.
I'll
we need
just go.
one to
I'll just go by myself to fetch the money.
You two have gone for your brief conversation.
Oh, okay. I'm like, oh yeah, the gold's very heavy. I need that lanky bard to help me carry it.
Hey, I'm 28 now. I'm big and burly-ish.
Yeah, you're
For an
28.
elf.
You need an. I would say the orc needs an adult to go with him.
I want to, once we're out of earshot, say to Balador, he's acting very suspicious. I've been probing his mind, and he's very concerned about the pot that was on the fire, which our dear friend has just brought into the limelight. I suspect they're cannibals.
I've noticed that Ludwig is very interested in it as well. Maybe he's seen something we haven't, but it seems like Ludwig wants it. Do we know Ludwig to be a cannibal? I mean,
Well,
he's a turtle.
he has been out at sea on many voyages from
Right.
his tales, so it is quite likely he himself has resorted to cannibalism in the past.
Well, I did suspect they may be cannibals when we first mentioned it.
Out of character for a second. If he was a cannibal, it wouldn't be a problem for any of us because we're not turtles. He'd only eat turtles, wouldn't he? So.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I mean, to be honest, when you're in the ocean, what else would you eat?
yeah.
I feel like you guys are being racist towards my culture of turtles.
Anyway,
any of us.
So I say to Minstrel, so we've got two options. We can confront them now, or we can let the guards know of their heinous activities. But we have left that turtle who looked a little bit strung out. I think he's still a bit pissed from the booze earlier. We've kind of left them severely outnumbered, so...
I mentioned to Balador that I care very little for the holier-than-thou elephant, though I do express concern about Ludwig's behaviour, and I hope he comes out of this unharmed. But I would suggest perhaps we mention this to the guards and perform something which in some fantastical worlds is known as a drug bust, by mentioning or rather cannibal bust, I suppose, by mentioning the suspect pot and the outcome of the interrogation to the guards in the...
I say, okay, how about I meet you halfway? You go and tell the guards. How far away are the guards, by the way, Craig?
It's about 100 feet back to the
So it's like
edge of the city.
So it's not that far for him to go and let the guards know.
No, it's reasonable distance.
So I say, you go and tell the guards. I'll stay here on the road and keep an eye on the camp through Magical Bart.
Good idea.
Okay, so Minstrel, you have now run up to...
Also, presumably, my detect thoughts is no longer in effect.
You'll be out of range.
Out of range.
He'd also have known you were in his brain for some time. Because that's part of the effect of the spell. He knows you've been doing it.
Yeah, don't care.
Okay. So, you're gone for a minute. So, you come to the edge of town. Oh, and I assume you're going to grab the first guard you find.
Certainly am.
Okay. So, he says, yes, how can I help you? Ah, you're one of the boys helping Kendall.
Hello. Relatively urgent. We need a call to arms. I suspect after some interrogation and investigation of their camp, it is not a camp of simple merchants. It is a camp of cannibals.
I see. And do you have any evidence for this?
Yes.
Very
But
well. Could you
that-
present some of it?
No, that is the intention of calling the guards. We need to secure the evidence. The rest of the party is currently being held hostage
Okay.
by the party of merchants.
Okay. So he quickly calls over 2 other guards and begins following you back.
I scoff slightly at the 2 guards.
Hey, guards. They grabbed a small number. A stranger has run up to them and said, I think some people are cannibals.
It's a bit weird.
So,
To be fair, we are the strangers that were hired to find out what the people were doing. So
We are the
you
adventurers.
were hired to get rid of them, not to find out if they were cannibals.
Hmm.
Okay, let's leave you 3 over here for a minute, or 4 even. So you'll be coming down the road in a minute, at which point I would like Ludwig and Merrick to make initiative rolls whilst this has been going on.
That's not good. So, my -1.
wait, are they just going to randomly start attacking? Oh, I suppose they might. Yeah.
Assume so.
They also know one of you's been in the leader's head. They don't. I'll
Do
say,
they say anything before the fight happens?
no, they've been sitting there watching you for some time and just seemingly preparing. I have 1, 2.
And they're all
How did all the others know that I was in the boss's head? If the boss
He-
didn't say,
He would have been sat there and they would have been preparing and spreading the information quietly, much like with the touch he used earlier to signal the boy to hide the drugs.
aha,
A
yeah,
simple movement.
fair enough. Like the aggressive nod people do.
Criminals.
Yeah, exactly. Criminals, they're well prepared. Okay, you 2 will be going last in this order.
Mm-hmm. So I don't really want to attack them.
Oh, Ludwig needs a cup of tea and a smoke.
Sure. Then go to that. I'll start working out the first few rounds. It'll be a while
Sweet.
before we get to your turn. Go grab you.
he's going to be
Okay.
dead by the time he gets back.
It could well be. Balador, I will need you to make a roll as well.
I mean, I can
So
see
after the
Alright.
first turn, you would notice and join 11. Okay, thank you.
12.
12, sorry. So you would go just before Merrick during the second round. You wouldn't do the first round. So to begin with, we'll start with Dosen. He's going to stand up from the fire and move behind.
Can we
Merrick.
rename him? I really want to call him Dolan.
Dolan. Really? Why?
Hey, Gooby.
Go be please.
Dolan.
Go.
He's going to pull out his knife and try to stab you in the back. And he gets a total of 21.
17. So, yeah.
So that's going to hit.
Our party's fucking died, haven't
And
they?
he deals 4 points of damage plus.
Well, we were saying earlier it's too easy.
So he deals a total of 5 points of damage.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing.
Okay. Next we have piece number 2, who is going to come against. Someone please make note of all this so we can just inform Ludwig when he gets back for damage against him.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to make an attack with a scimitar.
Do we know how much HP he has? Because there's no point carrying on rolling damage if he's dead.
It'll be fine. I doubt they'll do enough damage in 1 round to kill him. So that's going to be a total of 13. That's not going to hit 'cause he has a natural 17 armor class. So
Yeah.
next we come to number 3, who can't really get to anyone. 4, 5, 6. So he's just going to move closer. Number 4 is going to attack you, Merrick, with his scimitar and gets a total of 18.
Yep.
And deals 1d6. Deals 5 damage.
Bad.
And then we're going to come to number 5, who also can't really get to anyone, so he's going to move up behind the others. Then number 6. 3, 4, 5. 12. Can get to there. He's going to try and come around to flank. And then number 7, who's going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 12. Okay. So at this point, Balador, you would be in the next round, so we'll start with Merrick. Your turn.
So I've
That's
lost
you,
track
Matt.
of where I am on the thing.
Oh, you're over here.
All right. There's 2 by me.
There's 2 by you, and Ludwig's just on the other side. It sounds like he's back.
He's got such a smelly head.
Did anybody actually write down when
Um,
Craig asked us to write down what
You
damage?
didn't need to.
Yeah,
they didn't
yeah,
finish up the alternate check.
nothing happened to Ludwig. They missed.
Really?
I might just use.
Entire-
He's
Channel,
got a 17 armor class, so
The shell helps.
just use Channel Divinity on one of the guy in front of me.
Sure. So you have a choice of Dosen or one of the other merchants.
Dolan.
I'll try Dolan. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So he's got to make a Wisdom saving throw against 14, I believe.
Yeah. Gonna make. I think.
No, he doesn't make that.
Okay, on to halt
So he's stuck in place for the next round.
till my,
Ludwig, are you back? Oh no, you should have. Do you have other actions you can perform with that?
that's a main action.
It's a main action, so it's, do you have anything you can do as a bonus or?
I won't. I think no. I'll
Okay.
stick with that.
Ludwig, we're back. It's your turn.
Mr. Slowly.
Missed slowly.
Is it?
Okay, ignite the
We
Flaming
need
short sword.
timestamp.
And so you start by screaming "Get lit" as your sword lights up.
and then hit. Whereabouts am I? Who's close to me?
Okay, this one's the nearest one to you. Make your attack roll.
By the way, you've already taken 15 damage.
No.
No, you were lucky. Your 17 shell saves you. 8. That's not going to hit, I'm afraid.
And then, oh no, I used my bonus action to light up. That's it.
Light a what?
I used my bonus action to light the sword, so I can't stab with dagger.
Yes, of course. Okay, so we now come back to the top of the round. Balador, you've now noticed what's going on, so you're
Hold on.
entering combat here.
I
So we've
thought
already
I'd
had your
been
roll.
round 2.
This is round 2.
Oh, okay.
We've come back to the top, so you'll be before Minstrel and Ludwig, but after all the merchants. So, taking a swig. So we'll have a round of combat again. So I'm just going to speed through these to make life easier. So we'll start off with the dagger attack, missing against Merrick. Scimitar attack against Ludwig hits for 5 damage. Number 3 is going to close into Ludwig and also attack with a scimitar. Gets 17 plus 3 is 20. So that's going to hit and deals 2 damage. Number 4, this one is going to attack with a scimitar against Minstrel and is going to get 7. So that's going to miss.
How?
Merrick, I guess. Yeah.
Sorry, Merrick. Yeah, sorry.
No, 7.
As I said, speeding through. This one's going to cut through the tent. 3, 4.
Do I get opportunity attack?
No, not near you, I'm afraid. You're over here.
Oh, sorry.
Number 6 is going to come. 4, 5, 6, and move up close enough to you to attack with a dagger. Gets an 8. That's going to miss. And
Wait,
number
does
7.
My
Sorry?
hawk. Does my hawk roll initiative, or does it just go on my go?
You could use it as your part of your turn to have it attack if you wanted. And then the last one is going to come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Okay, we now come to Balador. You've now noticed what's going on.
I
Right, I
help.
would like to move 30 feet towards. Wait, hold on. 1, 2. How do I make this big? Full screen. 1, 2,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can move to here.
Yeah, I'll move to there. I would like to shout. I assume shouting is like a bonus action, is it? Or
Yeah, of course that's a bonus action.
I would like to shout to Dieter. The gig is up.
Dothan.
The guards have been told about what you're doing. We know what you're doing. You can still get out of this alive if you give up now. The camp is surrounded. At which point I would like to command my familiar to shake the farthest tent from me and use my mage hand to knock down the tent next to that one.
Sure, so you're going to knock
Try and
down this one with Mage Hand.
Yeah, and then use my hawk to like
I
just
need a
flutter,
natural white for this.
use my hawk to like flutter around the other one to give the impression that the camp is surrounded.
It's dark, but they are mostly humans. They can't see.
I wonder if no, I can't talk through my bird, can I? No.
No, you unfortunately cannot speak through the bird.
If only I had a minor illusion, which I was considering getting. Never
I've
mind.
got minor illusion.
Oh, too bad you're not here at the minute, isn't it? Oh, come apart, you useless thing. There we go.
Certainly is too bad I'm not there.
Okay, so that's now just a flat piece of cloth on the floor. And the other one's doing that. So we'll say make an intimidation check as well for me, Balador.
I have to say, I really am. No, how do I get to the? I really am annoyed that you have to be charismatic to intimidate things. I don't think that's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it should be a little bit more complex, shouldn't it? It should like factor in strength and
Yeah,
Size and stuff.
size and
That's what we work out when we're doing the DC.
so it's 14.
14. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say he's looking around. You're not quite sure what's going on with his mind. So we now come back to the top of the round, at which point I'm going to need initiative rolls from Minstrel and the 3 guards, which I'll do. Okay,
So they
so you've now come over to here.
I'm +6, aren't I? Yeah,
Yeah,
dexterity. Oof.
you are going before Ludwig and the last merchant. The guards, on the other hand, one of them will be going first, one of them will be going third, and one of them will be going just before you, Minstrel. Okay, so the guards will be starting off this round. So guard 1 is going to charge. 30, 30, 40.
assume the guards wouldn't just be in combat mode; they would also be trying to help Balador.
They would have seen the last round of combat also as they came in. So they'd see the merchants are attacking people. They've now been seen performing criminal acts.
Hmm.
So next we will have Dosen, who says, "Bother the guards." Very well, I surrender, at which point he throws down his dagger. And then I'm going to be rolling for his friends to see what they're going to do. Bear with me.
If there's a bear with you, you should really use bear mace to scare it away.
Okay. 5 of his allies are also going to drop their weapons. However, so these 2 will also come forward about the same distance, so they'd come there and there. After these guys have now dropped their weapons and are currently sitting with their hands behind their heads. Minstrel, your turn.
Oh, well,
There is one still holding his weapon.
Are there any
which one's still
merchants?
holding his weapon?
The only one which is face up over here.
Okay, I'd like to walk forward 29 feet.
See? There.
No, we said
And
29.
I'd like to cast Vicious Mockery
Okay.
and say, "We've got you now, you cannibal scum."
So it's a wisdom saving against your charisma.
Oh, wait,
Which
does
is
Minstrel
13.
actually believe they're cannibals?
Well, he doesn't know it's drugs.
Yeah, I don't know any different.
He's going to make his wisdom saving throw, I'm afraid. So that's no damage for that.
Oh,
So next we have Ludwig. No, Balador, sorry.
Me again.
Yep, you're back to your turn.
I don't think there's anything I can do, really.
Oh, wait, I just remembered something. Dosen wouldn't have dropped his weapon. He'd been commanded to halt, so he's still frozen in place.
It's the end of my next turn, I think.
Yeah, so for the minute, he's still completely frozen in place. He
In
can
that
still
case-
speak, however, so he's tried to give up and tried to drop his weapon, but can't.
Yeah. In that
Can't
case, I'm
yet.
just going to go and disarm him and tie him up.
Okay,
Seems
so you
touchy
come to
with
here and taken him actually out to the combat. Okay, so finally we come to Merrick, then Ludwig, I think. So
Right.
Merrick, there's one guy still left clutching his weapon, looking desperate not to go to jail.
I don't know if I can reach. I get to him from there.
I'll say you can go round the people who are currently surrendering without anything happening.
Considering these are just tents,
You
surely,
can go through them.
yeah, you could just cut through it and walk through.
Oh, there's
Don't
one
call
guy
him-
who's
Dare
chosen
call
not
him
to
Shirley.
attack. Chosen not to give up his weapons. I guess he has chosen death.
Hmm.
I think I will try a guiding bolt.
Okay,
Very-
make your ranged attack roll.
That's very lawful good of you.
Well, it's justice. Been given a chance. I forgot my spell attack 5.
Yeah, +5.
A penalty for not washing your pot.
18, that's going to hit. Roll your 4d6 damage.
Maybe bloody good ones. 4d6. Ah, balls.
6 damage total. Thankfully, they're kind of just commoners apart from the guy, so that kind of just hits him and sends him flying unconscious across a field.
Oh, not dead.
Not dead outright.
What happened to the boy, by the way? The one that moved the
Oh,
pot?
he was fighting with them originally, but has since surrendered.
Oh, okay.
So he's gone, so we'll call that combat victory, and I'll start wrapping this bit up.
The one that hit me really hard when he's like surrendering, I just want to punch him in the face.
Go on, just roll a 1d2 for damage.
And he's dead.
It's a 1d2. 1. So you bloody his nose a little. Jesus Christ, there is something skidding around outside my house.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's about to be a car crash. And if there's not, I need to go get a BB gun and a laser pointer and cause one. Teach them to shut up.
Mhm.
Okay. So, wrapping that up, the guards, with your assistance, have now tied up and are marching the gentleman back, having looked in the pot and seeing the obvious contents being something exceedingly dodgy. They say they will take it straight to Kendall and will keep them in the cells overnight for attacking the you fine travellers.
Trying to eat us.
In your opinion, yes.
Well, they've found
Um,
to be not the case
I
now.
was going to say, you are brought back to the guard house with Kendall, sitting once again at his table, looking over his maps. Ah, gentlemen, I understand you've resolved our little issue. There we go.
Yes, we found him
definitely
doing a crime, and we have arrested them.
He hands you a small coin purse containing 5 gold, and then hands you another coin bag containing 5 more gold, saying a bonus for saving a few lives there and not resorting to violence.
I say, well, while the gold is appreciated, we are used to something slightly more than this.
And he once again hands you a mug of ale.
Well,
I
thank you.
assume that's what you're angling for.
Well, I was hoping for like an axe or something, but I guess
It's a
I'll
really
take
low
it.
level contract, so
It's a 1-star thing. It's not supposed to be difficult. And I shall send word to the Adventurers Guild that you have completed our assignment.
Very good.
yeah.
I guess we're going to go to bed then, are we?
Fair enough.
Assume so now.
Where
Yeah,
where are the merchants being kept?
They're being kept in essentially small cells a little way away.
So we could still kill them if we wanted to.
I mean, you could.
Were any of them old?
You don't know what the sentence is for their crimes. They
No.
did attack us. So
They did attack you, and they're being held on that grounds, and they're currently going through there
Oh, what about the pot?
to work out what's in it.
well,
Did
yeah, the
anybody?
guards
Did
took it.
I assume Ludwig picked up the pot because he seemed quite attached to it?
Surely the guards took it.
The guards
Yeah.
look at it as evidence. They are currently looking in and trying to work out exactly what's in it.
Okay. Can I go back to the camp and search it for loot?
Yeah, sure. So you want to head back out? Who else is going to follow him, and who else is going to go to the inn?
They're at the end.
I'm off to the inn
Okay.
to.
But I said the L word.
Well, they're shit merchants selling crappy stuff. They got a pot full of drugs that guards have taken. I just assume there's not going to be that much to pillage.
I'll keep him company.
Okay. So Ludwig and Ballador make an investigation check.
Ballador back right investigates.
No, plus Merrick wouldn't loot, so
No, I was mainly
Ludwig, you found a rather lovely tent, in fact. It was just laying on the ground.
Oh,
I kid, it's just a plain cloth they've propped up with some sticks. However,
Can
you
you
find
steal their
pieces,
pets?
build your own tent.
yeah.
what have I found? My
Sorry. Hey, I'm just going to let Ludwig ask his question while I check the table for you.
I just wanted to steal a load of tents so that when we're camping out, we have tents.
Okay. Well, that's all you managed to find, so perfect. You can take the tents. You have 4 large cloth sheets which could be used as tents.
Nice.
Ballador, you go through there.
4 of us.
Ballador, you go through their supplies and everything left on the floor after Ludwig has taken the tent sheets.
Oh, by the way, it's actually 17 because I got +2. I really need
Okay,
to start doing
17.
the plus.
17. Okay. So you go through the supplies. You manage to find a small chest containing approximately 20 gold and a few odds and ends which might actually be valuable. Inside there's a single ring with a sapphire set in it and a necklace which has a skull carved into its silver.
Fire, ring, skull necklace, and 20 gold.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the pub with Ludwig. I'm gonna give
Yeah.
Ludwig.
I'd like to say,
gonna
while
give
in the
Ludwig-
pub,
Before you say that quickly, I'm going to give Ludwig 10 of the 20 gold.
Okay.
oh, does that mean I take 25%?
No, because you
If you knew about it, sure.
Yeah,
but
I
you
don't know. I don't know about it 'cause I didn't go.
I don't mention anything.
As they're off doing that, I'd like to, considering the recent events, I have a poem I'd like to read to all of the residents of the pub.
Go ahead.
Your performance.
Yes, it is a performance. I have to warn you, it's a poem that touches on very taboo topics,
Oh,
and
God.
it's a very angry, emotion-driven poem. So
Okay.
those of a sensitive temperament may need to cover their elephant-like ears.
At which point, a woman takes a small child out of the pub.
Am I at the pub now?
We'll say you and Ludwig are walking in as he begins his recitation.
I cover my ears.
Listening intently.
Scary cannibals. Why are you cannibals? Why do you eat manibals? Off to prison with you for including people in your poo. Silly cannibals. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to say make a flat performance check because you literally just wrote that. I'm not going to ping live.
I start clapping.
I mean,
You knew they weren't cannibals.
it's fictitious. But people don't know that.
Oh,
Okay. The 1 or 2 patrons seem mildly amused. You get thrown at you, mostly in copper, the equivalent of 4 silver.
I notice patrons are amused, and I raise my middle finger as I storm off the stage.
Stage, you were standing on a table, mate.
Storm off a table and fall.
I was gonna say, this is like a countryside pub. There's no stage.
Every table's a stage to minstrel.
I see. It's like every table's a dance floor to you after enough drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So, what are we doing now? You want to stay at the inn for the night, or do you want to head on and then go camping?
I do need to rest up, but where we do that, I don't mind.
I'm quite comfortable here. I've had a few beers, I haven't really had a scrap, but I've had an argument. Made some cash money.
Yeah, we're
I'm happy to stay in the inn.
I am drinking to excess.
I would
Also,
like
just
to.
out of mild interest, how are you splitting up the total of 10 gold the group was given?
I've literally just added 2 gold, but I realise now that that's not one.
It would be
quarter.
2.5 gold, so 2 gold, 5 silver each in total,
I'm
In
gonna
that case, I shall
which
add
would be
another 5
3
silver.
gold for Minstrel and 2 for Ludwig.
wave my.
Okay.
We'll just do it like it was split up evenly, to be fair.
They're gonna have mine. Seems I went for the peaceful option.
To be honest,
Fair.
the mass is easier. If
We'll
just
say
leave
you
it
spent
to-
yours on drinks and lodging for the evening then, Merrick. So you've
Four
got the
of us.
room for the night for the 4 of you and then 5 silvers worth of drink for the
Sure.
group.
and breakfast.
I'll buy everything. Yeah.
Breakfast. Breakfast.
Oh, that-
Breakfast you will inquire about in the morning.
Oh, so he hasn't. The elephant didn't pay for breakfast.
You
Whatever.
might pay for it yet.
At a bed and breakfast.
It's like a pub or an inn. It's not quite a bed and breakfast.
Right.
Is it a pub or is it an
So,
inn? I need to know for my immersion.
I suppose technically it'd be an inn.
Thank
Which
you.
is a pub with rooms, for the record,
yeah.
as I
Right.
just remembered.
So let's just skip to the next morning, I guess.
Okay. Hang on. Who was
yeah.
drinking to excess?
Is that a long
Me, always.
Just Ludwig, not Balador this time?
No,
Okay, so just a roll for Ludwig. 80. You're fine. You managed to wake up in your own bed.
Is this a long rest?
This would count as a long rest, yeah.
Can put my hit points back.
Yeah. All hit points restored, all spell slots returned.
But
So-
I took so much damage.
Yeah, you kind of showed up at the end.
I took 11.
Yeah, you took quite a hit.
Yeah,
few
so
hits,
that-
actually.
Still had 25 left, but still.
Let's see. So the next morning, you're just waking up and reasonably set. Ludwig's still a little groggy from the night before.
wait.
Nice
How do
grog.
you have more hit points than me? Oh, because you've got a really high constitution.
Let's see. So from there, we'll then say you've come downstairs for breakfast and inquiring with the bartender. He says we can put out some simple lodgings for you, or if you have any requests, we can see what we can do.
Somewhat. Lodgings.
Yeah, so lodgings would also include food at this point.
Who said that?
The bartender. who's
How old is
working- He's working the morning shift. It looks like it's the owner's son. It's a young lad.
Young lad.
Thank God for that.
Young man.
Can
Oh,
we,
yeah.
and I presume everyone else in the group, just be an eye out if ever there's an old person and minstrels around? Like, just
Oh, we're
be
gonna,
on the guard.
gonna sort that out when we leave. So,
Hopefully.
I listen and I wonder what Merrick's talking about.
I'm whispering.
I
Thank
clutch my coin purse. I'm
Right.
not talking about the one attached to my belt.
Right, I say, I say,
That's fine then.
YouTube is going to have a field day with you guys.
I say, let's go, people. I've had
Okay.
enough of this town.
So you
They
head
paid
out
us a bit.
to
I assume that word went back to the adventurers. You can go straight on to Pendle.
Yeah. You can head straight on to. You'll probably be wanting to stop over in Godholm on the
Hmm.
way past. So, I assume you're taking your newly acquired carriage and horses.
My carriage and horses, which I probably should.
Have
Right
fed and
down.
watered. Your horses are looking a little bit.
roused up.
unhappy in the morning.
I assume the carriage would have gone if the driver hadn't been murdered.
Yeah, probably. He would have taken this far and then
Suppose we can use it. can't
fair
we?
enough. So carrying on with the carriage, you have to stop several times during the day to water the horses, as you didn't ask anyone to look after them overnight. So they've just been stood out in the street tied up. They're not
Oops.
looking particularly happy.
Well, they were in the stables.
No, you tied them up outside the inn. You just literally left your carriage there overnight. So you make a few stops along the way. However, towards the end of the morning, you begin coming to Godholm. Godholm is an impressive city. It's ringed by stone walls, and there are clear paladins standing as guards at the gates as you come towards it.
I have been here before.
You have. So you would know a little of this town. So,
We'll know where I'm going, I suppose, at least.
as you begin queuing up to enter, as the paladins stop each person to speak with them as they come in, they begin walking the line saying, "Please declare any magical items coming into the city."
Blimey, I forgot.
So we will have, as you slowly come down the line, we will have. Who's going to speak to them?
I guess I should.
By the way,
Yeah.
I'd just like to point out that Balador doesn't care about Minstrel's Cursed Ring anymore, but I thought Merrick and Ludwig did.
They
Well,
did not mention anything. However, this could be fun because I like what I did with this city.
Best place for it, technically. But
I say with confidence, I haven't got any magical items.
Okay. So, Merrick, you're having a word with the paladin who's come up.
and the first thing I say is that Bard does have magical items. He's lying to.
Okay. He immediately stops the cart then and walks over and says, "Please, sir, if you could just show us your items, we can mark them off on the tally and we can see what you've got. Just so we know any crimes committed using them."
Who is he talking
I
Us.
respond to the guards, say, all I've got is a circlet of comprehend language.
I see. At which point he's going to cast a spell. And he says, "And the ring on your finger, sir?"
This doesn't look like anything to me.
Hmm.
You trying a Jedi mind trick?
Make a persuasion check. Oh no, in fact, make it deception.
Where are you? Deception.
$15. Okay. He's going to say, "Well, I'm getting a different magical aura for it. Perhaps I could take a quick look."
Oh God, you're forcing my hands. I tell him that this ring simply halts my aging.
I see. At which point he takes. That's true. So I'm going to say make a persuasion check.
Depending on what happens with this.
Surely he's admitted that he's got a magic item now, so it doesn't matter.
I see. Well, you could leave a gold in the honesty box on the gate for me. That will be fine. As he then marks down your magical items. And could I take your name, sir? On a piece of paper.
Of course you can. My name's Merrick.
I see. I have actually met Merrick before.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. My
This is
name
where
is.
I joined the clerichood.
Oh, ever so sorry. My name is
Minstrel
Dolan.
Bardington.
Dolan the
Tell 'em.
Merchant.
Make a deception check for me.
Deception.
7.
Ah!
He's now looking at you going, and now turns back to Merrick and says, "Merrick, it's been a while since I've seen you in town. Could you perhaps just give me the man's name?"
Minstrel Bardington.
I see. As he writes it at the top of your list and then posts it up to his friend in the guard box. Next, then. Merrick, have you acquired anything I need to know about?
A few things. I
Also,
think.
I need you to make a history check for me.
Oh, yes. She's good.
Just to confirm, he was satisfied with my excuse about my ring, wasn't he?
As far as you know, yes.
For now.
13. You remember his name vaguely being Damien, but you can't remember where you know him from.
Let's see. Damien. Well, Damien. A lightning dagger.
Ooh,
Some dagger.
fascinating.
shoots
He
lightning shit.
marks it off.
Uh,
Anything else?
all my priestly gear. Some weird bat shield that helps me see in the dark.
Mm-hmm. As he marks this down as well.
And the handle of this hammer. A
I
magic
think.
hammer of Tyr.
He now, once again, is casting another spell. It says, I see. Well, it seems to not have any magical property by itself, so I'll leave that off your list for the moment.
For now.
Very good. And moving on, good sir in the back, Mr. Green, how can I help you? Anything you need to mark?
I'd much prefer it if you didn't refer to me in that manner, you filthy priesthoods.
Very
Then
well.
I'll just pull out the short sword and light it up, and then delight it and be like, I got this.
Okay. Fiery short sword. Very good. And your name, sir?
This is Ludwig.
Ludwig. Very good. As he now passes yours and merit sheets through. And you, good Sir Orc, on the driving the carriage. Anything I need to anything to declare?
Why, yes, sir. There are many things I want to declare, but mainly this. Behold! And I use my mage hand to hold aloft my battle axe. I say, the fabled axe of the halls of Blom. With this
Nice.
axe, I can dig holes.
I see. And is that a magical effect or just a practical one?
It's magical, and I would like to give him an example and remove a portion of earth from the side of the road and put it next to the hole.
Okay. I see. He now marks this down. Anything else to declare?
Yes, I show him my ring of X-ray.
Vision? Okay.
I get my pouch, and out of my pouch I show him these shadow claws and fangs that I have.
He looks a moment and says, alchemical components. Not something we need to worry about here. Don't worry. So, marking off your ring and your axe molding. Okay. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
I interrupt quick and go, oh, sir, I'm ever so sorry. There's one item I forgot to declare.
Oh, and what would that be? As he now asks for your sheet back from his friend in the box.
I pull out my rat bag and I go, I have a magic bag.
Ah, a bag of holding, I see. Or some sort then.
Indeed.
Is it the standard one, or is it one of the advanced ones?
I empty the bag on the floor to demonstrate what it does.
As 2 rats now run out, because I believe that's all you had.
Yep.
I see. So you had a bag you were keeping. Well, they stayed alive, so it must be slightly more advanced. I see. See now.
No,
You
marked
have
down.
a
They
bag
have
of
no rats.
not rat holding as well.
I see. A normal bag of holding as well. Well, nothing to worry about there. I shall mark that against your group. Okay. Very well. You may enter. As he now waves you through the checkpoint.
I'm just sending you a message, Greg.
Ooh, thank you.
In
Right.
hindsight, obviously we've been way through, so it's too late now. How old was this gentleman?
The gentleman looked to be in his late 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Simon did say
Hmm.
if any of them are old, then we're going to
Yeah.
notice.
Okay. At which point, I would like... Balador, you're now being waved down to stop a few moments later by the same guard.
Oh, stop the carriage. Okay.
Okay. So, he says, young elf, could I take one more look at that ring?
At which point, Minstrel lowers his pants and bends over.
I aim suspiciously and say, "Why?"
We've had a rumour going around, and something has set off one of our barriers. We're a little concerned by this.
I say you're not taking it.
I'm going to get myself in a position with my rope ready to jump.
Okay.
Ready to
I
jump.
will need Minstrel to make a acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
Natural 20s. Okay, we're both going to have to roll again because it's 2 natural 20s.
Both.
Yeah, I got one as well. So rolling again, if you would. Nope, you win that time. So you managed to slip the guard, and I assume you're going to run off into the town.
I'm running off into the town.
At which
Fuck you
point,
guys.
he's going to produce a whistle and blow it loudly before relaying to the now steadily approaching group of guards your description and what magical items you have on you.
Oh god.
You are now in a town being hunted by guards. Good luck with this one. I'm going to send you the Godholm map.
Thank you. That might actually be of some relevance to me, considering my predicament.
And I will like to speak to, I guess Ludwig and Balador still with me.
You will have come in.
I'm just a driver. I'm just a cart driver.
I'll just say I alert the guards to him, and we don't need to worry about him, as they're going to help him.
Fair enough. So, as you look at the map here, you would have run off. You would have come in from the top left main road that leads in, and you would have met the guards just as you reached past where the 2 buildings both begin.
I see.
So if you've run away from the main path, you could have gone left or right to the large area just to the north, or to the smaller back streets to the south. Which way do you want to go?
I went down the back streets.
You went down the back streets. Okay. So you're currently over here. So I need you to make a stealth check for me. Against group of guards perception. Nope, you're still hidden. They haven't managed to find you. So you can currently consider yourself hidden, as they now continue spreading the words to other guards.
I think it'd be worth saying to Balador that you could perhaps help look for him.
You do have
Man,
your...
I'm like officially boned because I'm not allowed to willingly go with them
Yeah.
because it's going to risk possession of my ring. So if they find me, I've got to try and kill them
Try and run. It
or run.
doesn't say you have to become violent.
You have to get away.
You just want to keep it. Okay, so with this, we're going to go back to the rest of the party. What are you going to be trying to do? During this, do you want to just try and find someone to stay for the evening? Do you want to try and help the guards?
I'm just a
Just
driver. Just a
I
cart
want to
driver.
try and help, I guess.
You're going to try and help. Okay,
Not sure how. But
so we'll say we'll have you investigating to try and find him. So you can make an investigation check, joining up with the paladins.
+1. Ooh.
18, unfortunately, due to his exceptionally high stealth roll.
Hmm.
That's not going to help you find him. At which point, Minstrel, you can now hear most of the guards in this sector have now
Can
been
I
given word.
get a go?
But I thought you were heading to try and find an inn. I
No,
assumed you were heading back down the main road.
no. I pretend to be the driver of the cart, just a simple driver, and then when I'm out of sight of the guards, I would like to use magical Bart to try and find Minstrel.
Okay, make your perception check with advantage, since you're using the hawk.
I just stay with Balador and guard him while he's blind.
Okay,
Hawk can see a mouse from a mile away.
so hopefully this will go well.
Is it +4? Yeah, it's +4.
You are hunting for a very determined elf to get away.
22.
22. With that, you do manage to spot him hiding in the back alleys nearby.
Right, I order Magical Bart to go down and gesture to Minstrel towards me, and I would also like to be like in a back alley somewhere.
Okay. Minstrel, do you follow the hawk?
I'll be honest, at the moment I have no reason to distrust Magical Bart, so I would like to follow him.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're currently heading down, we'll say, to the second alleyway, which leads back to the main road where Ballador's waiting. So, once again, Minstrel, I need you to make a stealth check as you're heading back towards the main road. At which point a guard has managed to notice you.
Have
And
I
is
noticed the
now-
guard noticing him?
You will have, because they would have been behind you.
Right.
So the
Fine.
guards are now closing on your position. So, at which point, if you're going to try and resist them, as they're now coming from both sides, if you
Hello.
look,
Am
Hello?
I closer?
You're closer. So I'm going to set up the map for this section. Bear with me. Thank God that joke didn't last. So we have the main road over here. This is the alleyway you guys are in.
Someone left.
Yeah.
That's the one you just turned down. So we have you be about here because you would just turn the corner heading towards him, and then we'll start getting some guards. We'll have one behind you here, and 1, 2, 3 coming down from the other alleyways. So I finished setting this up. Okay. Quite blocky buildings, but it's fine for now. Okay. Minstrel, your current job is to get away. If you still attempting to do that,
Oh yeah, I don't have any choice, do I? I'm cursed.
so I will need initiative roll from everyone.
But not from Magical Bart.
No, he's still looking above.
Oh,
Have we rolled in to get him?
Oh no,
Maybe
not
same
Ludwig
roll.
and Merrick. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we have a dead last. It's a nat 1. We have Ballador gets a 10, and so it'd be probably
11.
11. Sorry. So we have guard 1, guard 2, Ballador, then Minstrel. So guard 1 is going to, unfortunately, because he's in that stupid armor I make them all wear, only be able to move that far. He's going to he can't attempt to grapple you around the corner, unfortunately. Guard 2 is also going to move up there. Now we come to Ballador,
At
who
me
is
then.
over here.
Right, I'm going to move and grapple. Chris. I mean, Minstrel.
Okay. You can actually move up because you're stronger to move than thing. So make a athletics check, and Minstrel make an acrobatics check. 9. You have successfully managed to grab him.
Nice. Right, I would like to shout to the guards to come and help me tie him up.
Okay, with that, we'll end that as the shortest combat I think I was going to do. I thought that was going to take longer.
He's kind of blocked there as well.
Well, yeah, they were trying to find him, and then they spotted him, and everyone started running over.
And I say to
finally
the guards,
got a bad roll.
Ooh,
I say to the guards, don't hurt him. He's this ring is cursed.
yes, we
Yeah.
were informed. They have at which point put manacles and shackles on Minstrel. We shall be dealing with him at the temple.
Why
feel
don't
like
you
him
just
and
take the
Tyler.
ring off him? Why do you need to shackle him?
We're going to be removing the magical effect from the ring. It should make it easier to take off.
Oh, okay.
I had
Well,
to
I'll
cleanse
be
with holy water the last
I'll
time
be
we
a-
took it off.
I'll be accompanying you if you don't mind.
Okay, so the 3 of you are going to be taking over to. Can you see the large on the map? If you've got it up, the large building over the back right of the map.
Yep.
Mhm.
the one surrounded by the giant stone walls.
Good
You will
mark.
be being taken there to what is called the Grand Chantry.
I assume Merrick would know this. If
He would know it's definitely there.
and would know that
You
they-
going to follow the rest of the group?
I think,
And
yeah,
wasn't Ludwig with
a
me?
bit of lead Ludwig.
Ludwig was guarding the back of you, but since that ended so quickly, we won't worry about it for now. He can join the group if he wants to. Ludwig,
Yeah, I was with Balador, so I just follow.
you follow on. You now come to an exceptionally grand building. And I mean, it's insane. It's 2 or 3 stories high, marble. It's definitely ostentatious beyond reason. There
Is
are
it
symbols.
flammable?
It's marble.
Hmm.
I'd like to nudge one of the guards and say, "My, that's an exceptionally grand building."
If it's marble, can I get a bigger marble and knock it out of the way?
Not marbled marble. God, I hate you at times.
Nice
Not
shiny
marble,
stone.
My balls.
Nice, shiny white stone flecked with small pieces of black.
Oh, that's exactly like my balls.
That's worrying. You probably want to get that checked.
Oh, it's just mould. It'll wash off.
I need another one of those to get this plane. Oh dear. Right. So, taken into the outer annex, there is a small team of clerics and priests, various holy men of all denominations, standing around.
My worst nightmare.
One of them would like to call Merrick over as soon as he enters. Meanwhile, the rest will be
Glad to know.
taking you to a back room to have the cursed purged. So, Merrick, are you going to head over to the guy who's calling you?
Certainly will.
Okay. I will need a history check from you.
I'm sticking to minstrel like a fly to shit.
I should really remember this. I'm going to check my history. All right, +3. Ooh,
18. This is one of the priests who helped you when you first arrived here. He trained you. I wouldn't call him a mentor, but you definitely remember him from your training. Oh, sorry. Indigestion. So, my good boy. This would be Father Crawley.
Crawley. Okay. Try to remember.
Far too cruelly bumpy.
Wait for it. Yeah, the mean nicknames come later. So it says, my boy, good to see you've returned to us. How goes your journey?
Long and arduous.
Mhm.
Well underway.
I see. Well, should you need any assistance, let us know. The paladins will always be around to lend a hand.
We'll need some information at some point.
Well, and at which point, Ludwig, Minstrel, and Balador, you are now observing a rather drawn-out ritual involving a large amount of salt and holy water being poured on Minstrel. Think a large exorcism. He's not enjoying it.
I'm trying to resist.
You're welcome to try.
Wiggle, wiggle.
So, and then Father Crawley turning back to Meritus. So, is there anything you'd like to ask me while we're dealing with your friend?
We're dealing with this. I am on a mission.
I am aware.
Trying to yet to find, I guess, the majority of the hammer.
Well, were there any... I'll say, if I remember correctly, you told me this came from a vision you once saw. Were there any clues in the vision you could revisit?
Cannot remember. So I'm going to have to check. I don't remember. Oh yeah, Mount Udu.
Let's see. And describe... do you want me to briefly describe the vision out of character very quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, the vision itself was of Tyr himself drawing his hammer from under the mountain.
On the horizon, yeah, George's mouth underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, from this, I need you to make an insight check.
Oh, good. +5.
Yes.
Oh, could be good. Nope.
11. Considering where you found the first piece and it was also underground, and the symbolism of drawing it out from under the mountain, you consider that perhaps underground is a hint towards where to find the pieces. Okay. That is helpful. After about an hour or so's discussion with Father Crawley during the exorcism. At which point, Minstrel, they have now managed to remove the ring and purge it of all its magical properties.
You're free.
You're free from the curse at this point. They will also be destroying the ring itself.
I cry.
You're welcome to cry. You should still be upset about it.
But the urge to kill people
Is
and
also
people
gone.
trying to take my ring has dissipated somewhat. So I'm also a little embarrassed.
I'd be a little
Horrified.
disturbed. Yeah, you murdered 2 people because of that thing.
One of them wasn't really dead.
Well, he was.
No, he was fine. He was just a little bit see-through.
Once in the afterlife.
Right.
Okay,
Now all that's
So,
over,
You're now released and brought back out to where Merrick is in conversation with Father Crawley.
I would like to ask one of the priests that did this operation if he can identify these items I have, and I show him a sapphire ring and a skull necklace.
Well, the skull necklace is familiar. I believe that's... Bear with me. I believe that's the visage of... I believe that's the visage of Oh god, I have to pronounce this now. Krull,
Oh,
You're-
shit.
the Lord of the Dead. He's a god we do not much enjoy.
Does that
mentioning
mean
here.
it's magic?
No, it is a holy symbol. I would probably dispense of it as soon as you could. It could only bring bad luck.
And how about the ring?
The ring, it's a nice ring. You may... It looks to be of a desert origin, if that's any help to you.
So you found out that this priest says you have a nice ring?
We'll leave that joke alone.
I want to sheepishly approach the priest and go, I've got a confession to make.
And what would that be?
I have another magic item I didn't disclose, but I don't know what it does. Can you take a look at it for me?
He calls over the paladins waiting by the entrance to the Grand Chapel and it says, "Very well, and what would this item be?"
It's a belt.
A belt, you say?
Yes. A fine glom belt, question mark. I've been trying for weeks to determine what magical properties it has, but have been constantly failing.
I see. He looks over the belt and says, Well, I can't see an active magical effect. Perhaps there's some key to triggering it you need to work out. So it doesn't have a constant effect.
I equip my fine glom belt.
Okay. Also, you have another magical item as well, out of character, which you've completely forgotten about.
Empty ale mug?
Bag of beans?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a bag of beans.
I'm sure someone did.
I'll say Small Stuff handed them to you when you were asking if there are any supplies that would be worthwhile. So you should have them.
I remember.
No. Are you sure it was handed to me?
Yes, I'm sure it was handed to you. But
Okay, well, I've got a bag of beans.
He looks them over and says, "These have been artificially created. I suppose the only way to work out the actual effects would be to plant them."
I agree with him, and I want to go out in the courtyard and plant a bean.
Okay. Bear with me. I wrote a long thing about these beans. So roll a d6.
Are we all going out to the courtyard now?
Well, who wants to see what it does?
Got to see
Yeah,
this.
I'm
Yeah.
interested to see.
Okay.
I also would like
Cool.
to offer Minstrel the skull necklace as a replacement for his ring that he lost, and he's very sad about.
Oh, that's very, very kind of you. I immediately put on the necklace.
I guess you just write it down as I've just
Okay.
written it down as Lord of the Dead necklace.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's going to be bad luck to be wearing that around there, but okay. So, I need you to roll a d6 for me, Minstrel. 4. Okay. The bean immediately goes into the ground, sinks down, and draws through any water nearby before sprouting into a large picture plant, if you're familiar.
What?
Picture.
Do you know that it appears to be filled with liquid?
Picture.
Oh.
How are you spelling picture?
Oh, I see.
PITCHER.
Just a quick Google search. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It appears to be one of those currently filled with some form of liquid.
I would like to taste the liquid.
It is sweet, and immediately upon tasting it, you feel revitalized.
Ah,
Oh.
Also,
I would like to ask.
have you taken any hit point damage?
no.
No. Okay, then you just feel revitalized.
That would have been really useful.
I look at my colleagues and scholars and I say, I've got a magic plant.
Oh,
Yes, unfortunately, you've left it in the Grand Chapel, so you now have to try and. If you want to try and bottle some of the liquid, you can, or you could.
Yeah, I'd like to fill my empty ale mug up with
Okay. So you currently have a
Picture fluid.
filled ale mug with picture fluid.
I would like to have a sip of this fluid.
It also.
Do you know what? I'm gonna empty my water skin, fill it with the fluid from this plant, and then put in a couple of shots of Furbog Spirit as well, just for
Good measure.
good measure. Yeah.
Flavour.
Okay, so your water skin is currently filled. Does anyone else have any other way they want to try and transport some of this?
No, I do not trust it. This
Not
is
that.
weird as hell.
Not without giving my water up.
Yeah, you might have wanted.
I don't want to keep
Yeah, if only you had actually used some potions or had any empty vials or anything you could fill up with it.
I've still got 5 healing potions, so
Yeah.
I'll just stick with those for now. So, I don't know particularly what it does. So.
Okay.
How many beans do I have?
There are 6 in the bag. So you've
So
used
it's
1,
5
so you've
now.
got 5 left.
Cool.
Okay.
So 5 out of 6. Yeah, I'm
The
happy.
priest is now having a quick look at this and goes, "This, I don't know if this will refill itself or if it'll die quickly, but it seems. Do all the beans look similar?
I inspect the beans.
Okay, I need you to roll 5d6. And I've got to keep track of this. Okay. One of them looks the same as the one you just planted, which is black with yellow spots. 2 of them appear to be green, 1 of them appears to be red, and 1 of them appears to be sort of oniony in colour. A light brown with flecks of white.
Okay. Which colour was the one I just planted?
The one you just planted was the yellow.
Cool.
Okay. So you're not entirely sure if that means they're just going to have the same effect or what they're going to do. Please mark down what colours you have.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to explain that to the priest, or just say they look similar?
Well, I've got 1 remaining yellow one, which is what I just planted. 2 green, 1 red, and 1 which is in some mystical colour that could only be described as onion.
Oniony.
Onion. I see. Well, we would assume they.
I mean, I
do-
don't know if it's red onion or white onion.
I said
what
brown with
level
white
of-
flecks.
Yeah, you did say brown.
Oniony in colour was a good description because it reminds me which one that is. I wrote this a while ago. I see. Well, you could assume they have different effects, but they seem to be positive in nature.
Speaking
I
of things being
nod at him.
positive, as we've supplied your grand chapel with this lovely tree, how about a bit of compensation? We're going to try and persuade him to pay us for it.
Make a persuasion roll.
Go ahead in a box or something, Simon.
18.
No.
He goes, very well. If you agree we could take the remainder of its contents, I could part with a few gold from the donation box.
I interrupt and I walk over to the priest. I suppose I'm already there,
Mm.
and I say to him with a stern voice and try to intimidate him. That's not enough.
I see. Well, make an intimidation roll.
Ooh.
At which point he makes a gesturing signal to the paladins by the entrance, who have now joined behind him.
And then I go on to say, in a deep, resonating voice, "And you there, bring me another." Making it clear it was all a performance after all.
Make a deception check.
Line yourself. One. Oh,
Oh, fuck
Um,
me.
He gives a gesture, says, I see. Well, and then hands Ludwig 2 gold in exchange for keeping the remainder of the contents from this plant. As he then sends for
I
some
want
glass vials
steal.
to
I
split
want to steal it off him because I never agreed to this sale
Okay.
of my property.
I like the way you're trying to steal it before I even had a chance to give it to you.
Or are you just going to give it to him? We won't bother making the rolls. We'll just say you hand it to him then.
Oh, I want to see if you can steal it.
He gets an 8 for his sleight of hand.
Matt, what's
What
the
am I
minute?
that's the
Oh no, someone put food thing down. Why
Yeah.
did someone put an emoji down? Okay,
You
so
have to-
make a sleight of hand check then, Minstrel, and Ludwig make a, I'm going to say, athletics? Snatching your hand away?
Okay.
21. 13. So he manages to snatch out your hand before you do it. Balador, stop that.
Uh,
So, at which point, Minstrel, you are in possession of the 2 gold, and the priest is eyeing you for greed, blatantly.
that wasn't me.
No, you are right, that was Ludwig.
Sorry.
You know, I can tell.
Sorry, boss.
And he then sends for some young church boys to fetch glass vials to fill for the healing liquid that's inside this plant.
I bet he's used to fetching for young church boys, isn't he?
I want to.
Merrick,
Cut.
you would know.
I want to cut down the
He's
side of a plant so the priests don't get it because I fucking hate these priests, and they've insisted on this sale of my property, which I never actually agreed to.
What were you going to do? Leave it there? How
Yep.
did you?
You planted a tree
I
in
was
a
gonna
few
leave it there.
grounds.
No, I'm gonna spill it all on the floor.
Okay, I'm going to say make an attack roll. How long after this going on is this? After he sent for the boys? Is this after when?
I mean, ideally, I would have liked to do that as soon as I snatched the coin off Ludwig.
Okay, since I was saying he was sending for the boys before he gave the coin, we'll say they're already there with some glass vials, so they'll catch what they can.
1d20
upon-
plus 6.
Upon witnessing
Natural 20. You manage to split it the whole way down. However, the thick, syrupy viscosity of the thing means the boys still manage to collect approximately 20 vials of this liquid as it spills out.
Thank
Thank
upon,
you.
I kill the boys.
Wait, give me a second.
Sure you're
One of them turns up, looks up, and says, "Thank you, sir. It's much easier to get out this way."
You help them.
Right, I'm gonna steal all but one of the vials off them, please.
They're putting them in a wooden box, so I need you to make a sleight of hand check.
I mean, how you have to explain how
It's
exactly.
going to have to be a natural 20 to do this.
Yeah, but
Otherwise, he's getting
I
caught.
want,
Oh.
I want Chris to explain exactly how he went about this.
Just take one out to look at as if he was looking at it and then drop it back, which he completely fails
No,
to do.
I mean with a score of 9, I pretty much just grab the entire box.
At which
front of
point, the priest then walks very calmly over to you and says, "Thank you for picking that up for me. I shall go put it inside." As he now takes it from you and walks off.
Oh, murderous rage!
I think
Oh,
the DM might be giving you a couple of outs to not be getting killed.
yeah.
So, yeah, how long do you want to not be murdered in the holy city?
Because you're about to take on a whole city of paladins and me.
I was going to say, he's friends with these people.
I realise my situation, and I quietly remember that I have now got a new personality trait, which is an overwhelming hatred of religious people.
Okay. Well, since we've got to this point, I'm going to say we'll call the session there for the evening.
Yeah.
I'm going to...
Are we resting? Should we rest so we can?
We'll say since you only just rested before you came into town and no one's cast any spells or taken any damage, we won't bother. So we'll just pick up again from here either tomorrow or next time we play.
So are we leveling up then or not?
I will be adding... I'll do your experience in a second. I just need to find the...
Is that? Did I get approval from you, Craig, to add that to my personality traits, please?
You can add that to your personality traits if you like.
My relationship with Merrick is going to be severely damaged from now on.
Okay, ending recording here.